Roll out the red carpet. This is the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event. This event is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. Now please welcome your hosts, Ted Ings, Sarah Vantine, and Sophie Jordan Collins.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings and Sophie Jordan Collins. Ted, we have an amazing group of people with us. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves and what you do with Northwood University.
I'm LG Bright. I am the chair of the automotive department, and it is so great to have the Fixed Ops Roundtable here today. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Sophie.
My name is Cole Briggs. I'm the general chair of the auto show this year. Excited to be here.
Mike Stoll, I'm a senior director of customer success at CDK Global, and I am fortunate to be an adjunct professor every Wednesday here at Northwood University.
Well, amazing. I agree, Sarah. So, Cole, let me start with you. What is the Northwood University International Auto Show?
Thanks for asking. The auto show this auto show specifically at Northwood is the largest outdoor new car 100% student-ran auto show in the Northwest. It is an amazing time. All the students come out to participate in the auto show, and again, it's student-ran. And what better event to have than have it being student-ran?
So, Cole, to follow up that question, what does it mean to you to have an auto show this large be student-run?
So, one of the biggest things that I as a student at Northwood and also other students at Northwood pride themselves is the hands-on learning opportunities that Northwood provides. What I take and I learn in the classroom, I can directly apply right to the auto show. In departments like finance, the marketing aspects of it, the managerial aspects, logistics is a big one. I'm actually a supply chain and finance major, so that was a huge one. But that experience is what gets me and other students prepared for our future careers.
And Northwood is so unique with the work that you do here.
Yeah.
And the fact that this is the 60th annual auto show, international auto show, I mean, that speaks volumes as well.
It is amazing. It's crazy to see how this auto show used to be very small. And so many small ideas over time with different boards, different people running it, have evolved to such a great and tremendous thing. We're really excited this year.
Mike, let me ask you, for general chairs like Cole, okay, is there a history or a track record of them going on within the automotive industry and going on to higher things?
It's not only the chair, it's what the chair does to develop his captains, to develop the leaders in the different committees, and watch the entire leadership and development of these students elevate themselves from the time they become a freshman as they work up through their entire career and onto their master's degree program here. So it's it's very fun to watch, Ted. I can't explain it because the passion that they deliver over time and to watch them grow from their freshman year to where our chairman is this year in his master's degree program has been an absolute blessing to watch.
LG, Mike told me early on to keep an eye on this year's chair, because that person is going places, and I could see it as well.
Yeah, I agree with Mike, Ted. Cole Briggs, one, I'm a fan. Two, to have this young man lead this effort from not only concept to execution, put his team together. He's really become part of the staff. I mean, I rely on him so much, and he interacts with the industry, takes care of issues, and all these millions of dollars of assets out here are under his charge. So it's a trust thing. The young man next to me is, for all of you out there, you want to get with him quick because he's a hot commodity.
Oh, and I'm going to add to watch Cole. Sorry, buddy. To watch Cole and his management style on how he developed other leaders throughout the journey, to be able to lean into areas where they were uncomfortable, and him help them get there. So they all worked as a complete team in order to put helium in the entire balloon. His leadership gifts and what he's done to help others become this leadership role, hold them accountable, helping them when they were struggling has been extremely exciting to watch. So,
You guys are going to make me blush. Dude, thank
you
you,
have a
guys.
gift. You have a gift.
Thank you, man.
Well, and LG, I mean, it is incredible. And Cole, this is such an amazing auto show, and there's so much going on campus. LG, who are we going to meet this week? Who's all here?
Well, there is a number of executives of Fortune 500 companies, top 150 dealers, suppliers. But even with all of that, even with all that horsepower, the number one entity that you're going to meet are these amazing students. You know, a lot of us are looking backwards. These students are looking forward. I mean, they're hungry, they're humble, but most of all, they're capable. And Sarah, I'd say if you stop in any booth and talk to some of these students, you'll get a sense of what we see every day.
So Cole, the show is student run. Tell us a little bit about what it's like to be, well, first of all, how many student volunteers are involved in the International Auto Show?
So this year, we have exceeded the number last year. We're at more than 400 student volunteers this year, which is amazing. And they all have different backgrounds. It's not just automotive or aftermarket majors. You have finance. I mean, I'm finance and supply chain, but you have all the other majors that Northwood offers as well that are participating in athletic teams, and everybody wants to get it all.
Are there any requirements for the students, to be involved?
So obviously you have to be enrolled as a student, but other than that, no. You can get involved at whatever level you really want to be involved. I wanted to have hands on everything, which is why I strove to be general chair, and I was logistics chair the last 2 years actually on the executive board. So I was already making my way up.
So cool. Practically, if a student out there does want to get involved in this auto show, how can they go about that? And also for next year's auto show, since this happens every year, how can a sponsor get involved in the show?
It's a very good question. The main thing I would touch on, if you do want to be involved in the auto show as a student volunteer, you'd most likely want to enroll. And big thing, if parents out there, if you want to enroll your student at Northwood, we'd love to have them on the auto show team as well. Overall, if you want to sponsor, if you want to fundraise or donate to the show, that's another thing that we pride ourselves on, is that we, as students, we focus on the industry connections that we have or the ones that we are trying to build. And we reach out to these sponsors and donors to help us get ready and to prepare for the show financially. And so you can reach out to our donor relations share next year, and also to LG Bright. And we have an automotive department phone number that you can reach out as well. And our website. There's a multitude of different ways to get involved financially, and we appreciate all the support.
Bright E at northwood.edu. Bright E at northwood.edu.
Gentlemen, this has been so incredible to learn so much about everything that's going on here at Northwood University. And I just want to ask you 3 lightning round questions. So final thoughts for the roundtable and the viewers out there today. And I'll start with you, LG. What is the one thing that you have learned about the automotive industry because of your relationship and involvement with Northwood University?
It's exciting, it's engaging, it's enthusiastic, but most of all, it's rewarding.
This year's theme stems from what I've learned, and our theme this year is connect. The connections that you make, pretty much any stage of your life, but specifically at Northwood, are going to help you go a really long ways and help you have a really good show.
I would say that it's passion, energy, and focus on the team concept in order to provide growth in the students' future leadership opportunities in the entire network.
Well, everybody, on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you so much for everything that you're doing for our industry. It's an exciting time. I think this is probably the most exciting time in our industry that I can ever remember, and a great time for fixed ops and to be in the fixed ops industry as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Everybody, we are at Northwood University for the International Auto Show. We're at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.
Hi, I'm Darren Gressiff, President and CEO of BG Products, and I'm excited to show you why BG Products is the ideal partner for dealerships around the world. For 50 years, BG has led the industry with innovative solutions to automotive challenges, but it takes more than great chemistry to be the industry leader. Today, we have over 50% of the market share among new car dealers in the United States. In fact, an independent study found that 5 out of 6 U.S. dealerships choose BG products over the competition. Our integrity, dedication, and investment in people are at the heart of our continued success. BG maintains the highest standards for quality assurance, environmental management, laboratory competency, and health and safety management through our ongoing certification with ISO. Our BG Proving Ground experts are dedicated to field support and advanced automotive testing. The facility includes 9 full-service automotive bays and 3 dynos, which provide real-time data. This comprehensive testing fuels our constant drive toward innovation. From service and parts managers to service advisors and shop technicians, BG is committed to the ongoing training of automotive professionals. Award-winning digital training solutions like BG Certified, the BG Tech app, and the BG Advisor app are available 24/7 in the palm of your hand. BG reps get first-hand experience through our internal training program called BG University at our headquarters in Wichita, Kansas. These reps in turn provide comprehensive training to your staff in person right on your service drive. 30 miles away, sitting on 40 acres in El Dorado, Kansas, are BG's manufacturing facility, distribution center, and tools and parts warehouse. BG's custom-built, one-of-a-kind manufacturing facility spans the distance of 3 football fields and is where high-quality BG products are manufactured and packaged. Just south of Wichita, in Derby, Kansas, our BG Automation Division and Certified Machine Shop manufacture the BG tools and equipment that are a crucial part of each BG service. BG doesn't stop in Kansas. We provide what no other company in our segment can: dedicated, full-time BG experts in dealerships across the world on a weekly basis. Our BG distributor network spans the globe and is supported by a hard-working corporate team in the Midwest. With award-winning training, unbeatable customer retention programs, and accessible local BG reps, we ensure that BG distributors have everything they need to support you. BG is your partner beyond products.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings and Brian McDonald. We are at Northwood University, and Ted, there is a lot of excitement going on this week.
Sarah, you could feel it in the air. This is the Super Bowl at Northwood, and no one better to have with us than Brian McDonald from CDK Global. Brian, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Ted. It's great to be with you here on a beautiful fall day in Northwood.
Yeah, and great to meet you in person finally.
Absolutely.
And Brian, thank you for so much that CDK Global does for our industry.
You will.
So let's talk about this. Let's kind of set the stage. As you mentioned, we're here at Northwood University. This is not just any particular day. We're at the 60th Annual International Auto Show, all student run. We've been hearing from a lot of folks. Tell us a little bit more about CDK's involvement and commitment here at Northwood.
Well, first and foremost, CDK has 50 so active employees who are alumni of Northwood. So we have a very good base of employees that have a really strong connection to the university. On top of that, CDK has been a gold sponsor for roughly 8 years, and really we work very closely with the school. And last year, we're super excited to donate $100,000 for scholarships for kids. And stay tuned for the rest of the day. We'll have some more announcements in terms of CDK's support for Northwood.
Yeah, I know CDK is doing so much on that level as well. And, we heard even last night, those scholarships go such a long way, for the students entering our industry and being involved in our industry.
Oh, I think what I love about the automotive industry, and I've worked across a number of industries, is I don't think there's another industry that's lifted more people up than the auto industry. I grew up in the coal mining town. I can assure you, coal mining did not lift up many people, okay? And when I think about automotive, you think about the careers that were created for people. Some of the most prolific entrepreneurs in the country came up through automotive. You think about the entrepreneurship in auto tech. We see it in our space all the time. So this is a fantastic industry for young people and women to join. It's a way for people to move ahead. We all know education is a way to move ahead. And so when you combine what Northwood has, education and automotive, I think it's just fantastic in terms of a way for people to move forward.
Brian, it is so inspiring to see all the ways that CDK Global is really attracting and mentoring all of these young people and future professionals in the automotive industry. Can you speak into a little bit more about some of the exciting ways that CDK Global is really inspiring and creating some of these programs?
Well, first of all, we start with what will help our customers. So our customers are dealers. How do we help dealers sell and service more cars? That's our mission in life. And then we kind of go to how do we help our employees, whether it's developing the software, deploying the software, making sure people at the dealerships know how to use it in the most efficient and effective way for the dealership's guest and guest experience. And so we really start with that view, and then we look at our employees and we say, how can we upskill them? How can we better fit them for that world? And like Wayne Gretzky used to say, not where the puck is today, but where the puck is going, right? There's a lot of changes in our business. The expectations of the retail consumers are changing. Our dealers are adapting to that. Our OEMs are adapting to that. Yesterday, I spent the whole day at a very large OEM. There's just a lot of exciting things going on, and everybody is trying to get to where the puck is going, not to where the puck is today.
Sarah, when Brian was on the roundtable most recently, and I didn't know this until you and I spoke, I didn't realize the reach that CDK Global has in terms of more than half of all repair orders at dealerships are open on CDK Global's platform. I mean, the reach you've got is just spectacular.
Well, I always like to tell our employees that we're a company that matters in an industry that matters. We know the auto industry matters, and we're a company that matters to that industry. So 2.6% of the gross domestic product of the United States flows through our systems. So say that again. 2.6% of the gross domestic product of the United States flows through our systems. 55, 53%, depending when you measure it, of the repair orders in North America flow through our systems. 50, 52, 53% of the cars sold in North America are sold on our systems. So we matter. We're integral to the way the industry works. If you think about the auto industry, you have OEMs, you have dealers, and you have retail customers who buy the vehicles from the dealers. Who's in the middle of that for 50% plus of those transactions? CDK is in the middle of all those transactions. So that's why we matter. We have an obligation to the industry. We're in business, everybody's in business, but we have an obligation to this industry to help the industry move to where the puck is going.
You've got a great obligation as well, and you're so forward-thinking. I see on the different initiatives, many that we've seen announced. I know you have a lot that are coming as well. Speak to us a little bit about that, because the industry is changing. In addition to developing the talent, which are the people, and you're so right, amazing opportunities for the people in this industry. There's so much technology, and it's happening at a rapid pace, so much change happening.
Yeah, no, appreciate that question, Ted. So, over the last year, we've deployed software that allows the dealers to shrink the time to purchase a vehicle down to 30 minutes. So we're very focused on working with our dealers to streamline the buying experience. And for modern retail, how do we streamline the buying experience? How do we let customers do more online before they come to the store, as much as they want to do that they're comfortable with? How do they go into a store and then pick up the transaction where they left off in a seamless way? and really meet the needs of those customers who want to do more at home and less in the store. So that's been a big initiative for us. We just rolled out an improved appointment tool, a service appointment tool. We very quickly ramped up to 1,800 dealerships on that. So we've been super excited about that. And then the last thing we just rolled out in July that we're very excited about and getting a lot of great feedback from our dealers on is we rolled out our dealership experience platform. So no longer are we selling products, we're selling suites. And most dealers have, you know this, you worked in retail, most dealers will have 12 to 15 add-on solutions. And they're jumping from one screen to another, one password to another. And so we wrapped this together to have an experience platform that will let the dealerships run their business, one login, one set of screens, and really drive a different type of experience for those dealership employees so they can be more efficient. So we're super excited about the dealership experience platform. And quite frankly, we're upgrading our current customers as they come up for renewal without a cost for the installation of that. Installation's free of charge for the rollout of that, and we're rolling it out to both new customers and customers upon renewal of their contracts for us. So super excited on that. And then we have some great new things coming with eLeads this month, actually. And then I would encourage everybody to join us later this month for CDK Connect, which is our annual event where we talk about the state of the company and some new things we're bringing to the industry. And that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I want to use your platform to encourage everybody to tune in for that in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Sarah, Brian has just gone down probably a hierarchy of so many of the important things in our industry, starting with time of transaction at the dealership and making it convenient and using all the tools available, Sarah, even before the customer gets to the dealership.
Well, Brian, it is incredible to hear all of the ways that you're innovating the customer experience with your technology. And also, it's so exciting to think about the way that you're impacting our future generations at Northwood University. All of these initiatives are so important, Ted.
Brian, any last thoughts? Here we are at Northwood, very forward thinking. I know we have a lot of big events going on. CDK is very, very prominent here, as we look out into the balance of the year and into the beginning of the new year.
I just would close with this is a super exciting industry, great future. If you don't have involvement with Northwood, great school, they do lots of things. If there's a way that Northwood can help you, it'll be great. We work with Northwood in many ways. And we, CDK, we know how important we are to your business. You're working at a dealership, you're watching this, we know how important we are for you and your business. And we know when you're with the retail customer, whether it's in service or the front office, you're relying on us. We appreciate your business, and we're working every day to help you sell and service more cars.
And Brian, on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you so much for your commitment to Fixed Ops and the Fixed Ops retail community.
Thanks, Ted.
Very appreciative of that.
Take care. Thank you.
Great opportunity, everybody. Brian McDonald from CDK Global here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sophie Jordan Collins, along with Sarah Vantine, and we're here at our Northwood University student panel. Students, I'm going to go down the line starting with Brooke, and if you want to say your name, tell us your major and where you're from.
Hi, my name is Brooke Engelhart. I am a marketing major here at Northwood University, and I am from Saline, Michigan.
I am Carson Gutos. I am a marketing communications major here, and I'm from Milford, Michigan.
I'm Katrina Ness. I'm an automotive marketing and management major here at Northwood University, and I'm from Birmingham, Michigan.
Sophie, there's been so much going on here at Northwood University with this National Auto Show, and also some of the student events and the volunteers that have been going on. And at first, Brooke, I'd like to start off and go down the line and ask y'all's experience. So, as a student at Northwood University and being involved with the auto show, tell us a little bit about what it's like to be a student here in your day-to-day life.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, for starters, I am actually on the executive board for the Northwood University International Auto Show as our marketing chair. So all marketing coordinations are done by me and my team, and Katrina is actually one of the members of my team here with me today. But being able to take what I'm learning in the classroom and apply it to the auto show, whether it be my marketing courses, my business core electives, any of that sort of stuff, I'm actually able to apply it to the auto show, and it's great to be able to see it all come together nicely.
Well, Carson, same question. So what has it been like as a student, on campus? What has been most exciting to you as a student here?
Well, come auto show season, it gets very exciting and very fulfilling to walk around and see all these cars rolling up on campus. I might not be on e-board like they are, but I am a part of the auto show by being a team captain for Team Jeep. So I do get to use my major a little bit by how I portray my booth to make sure people want to come see it and want to be a part of it. But having all these cars on campus is very awesome to see, and it makes me feel like I picked Northwood to be the right school.
And it's incredible to see how many student volunteers are here just all across campus helping on this event. And Katrina, so same question for you too. What has been impactful for you as a student at Northwood, day-to-day life? What has been your experience?
Yeah, so I'm the public relations chair of the auto show. So I'm doing all the working with Brooke and doing marketing and this kind of stuff. And I'm an automotive marketing and management major, so I really get to take the auto background that we learn in the classroom and apply it in what we do on campus with the auto show. And it's really helpful from taking what we learn in the classroom and building an amazing event with other smaller events around it. And we just have a great time doing it.
So there are a lot of amazing colleges and universities out there, but I'm curious, why did y'all pick Northwood?
Yeah, well, so my dad is actually an alumni from Northwood, graduated in '90. And I mainly, for my own choice of picking Northwood, in high school, I went on a bus trip to this gorgeous university. And as soon as I stepped off of the bus, there was a sense of feeling to me where in my mind, I just said, this is where I belong and this is where I need to be. And I was very grateful to have chosen this school. I feel like it was the right choice 100%, even 110% of the way through. So I'm very grateful to be here, and Northwood just feels like home to me, honestly.
Thank you.
For me, I didn't really know where I wanted to go when I came out of high school. And I saw that Northwood was a business school. So that was really interesting to me because that's what I want to go into. And I knew that from the start. And then I found out that Northwood has the accelerated BBA MBA program here where you can get your bachelor's in 3 years and then your master's in your 4th year. And that was very important to me because I want to get a head start right when I graduate college and make sure that I can be ahead and have something that the other competitors in the job field won't have. So that was also very important to me. And I don't know anyone, I didn't know any alumni here or anything. So I just came here strictly because of business and the programs that they offered me.
Yeah.
Katrina, same for you.
My mom works for Cox Automotive, so Cox Automotive works closely with Northwood University. So she really pushed me going to Northwood, and I honestly wasn't very interested at first, but as soon as I stepped on campus and toured it and realized all the amazing connections it would have for me in my future, it was really appealing. It really gets you a head start on your career, and it has great, amazing connections that will help you accelerate in your future. And it's just amazing network opportunities and smaller things and great events that you wouldn't be able to find at a big school.
Well, Katrina, I'm glad you mentioned the word connection because that is such an important component about the Northwood Auto program. And it's really incredible to see all of the different ways that y'all as students have opportunities to connect with professionals across our industry. Let's talk a little bit about Northwood's philosophy. So there's some really key stakes that the Northwood really inspires in students. And I would love to hear about y'all's experience personally, how they impact you. But the idea around valuing freedom and personal responsibility and enterprise, what does the Northwood idea mean to you? Katrina, I'll start with you and we can go down the line.
It really just means like personal responsibility and building your own brand and creating a name for yourself outside of the school and in the automotive industry or whatever major you're going into. And it's really just about being yourself and, making a name for yourself.
I also see the Northwood idea like Katrina does, but I also feel that it adds more of you are building your own person and no one else is responsible for you. So making sure that you are responsible for yourself and what you make is yours and what you have is yours and no one else should take that away from you is one of the big ideals that Northwood has taught me. And I think that is very important for your everyday business life to make sure that whatever money you make is yours and whatever you have company-wise, that is yours and you're entitled to that because you made it and no one else should try and take that from you because of who you are or just because they don't have it and they want it or anything like that.
Yeah, the Northwood idea to me is definitely a stepping stone. And throughout this week, I've actually had the opportunity to be a nominee of the Fresh Air Ambassador. So Fresh Air is Northwood's Code of Ethics, which stands for freedom, respect, empathy, spirituality, honesty, achievement, integrity, and responsibility. And these Code of Ethics I definitely abide by at all times, anytime I'm on campus or even off campus. And it's a true blessing to be able to be a nominee for this ambassador position. And overall, I just feel that all of Northwood's students and faculty and staff definitely abide by this Code of Ethics and even the Northwood idea overall as a whole.
That's incredible. So all three of y'all seem to be very well spoken and y'all are definitely showing off that you're leaders. And I know that one of Northwood's pride and joy is that they empower their students to be leaders. So I'm curious, what are some things you've learned at Northwood that are going to help you to have a successful career?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, one of the things that I have learned after currently holding many different leadership positions, but also having quite a few positions as even underneath a leader, is just knowing that holding these positions gives me the opportunity to take, again, what I spoke about earlier, taking what I'm learning in the classroom and applying it to these positions and being involved in real world experiences for sure.
Northwood, Northwood has really taught me a lot about being a leader and how different leadership types work and giving us real life examples and the professors here having jobs before this, like where they have big leadership positions and them telling us how they did and what they did to become a good leader, and then giving us the auto show so we can exemplify what we have learned from them so that we can try it out ourselves and see what we like. And we have multiple years here to figure out what type of leadership we would want and how we can exemplify that through our everyday lives. And having internships also to help get us acclimated to those different types of leaderships that they teach us and seeing which one fits for us. And that is very important. And making sure that we have our own leadership styles and finding out who we are is what Northwood is really here for. And I think that is really important.
Yeah, I agree. So Northwood, besides Auto Show, it has a bunch of other events for the different majors. And it really just pushes like students running these events and it gives great leadership opportunities. You can't read a textbook about leadership and immediately be a leader. You have to go out and do it yourself before you run out into the industry and do it in your own professional career. So Northwood really provides those opportunities to learn about leadership hands-on, and that's just really what Northwood is about. It's about hands-on learning and running these events and just having those experiences and getting that stuff under your belt so you look great for job applications in the future.
Well, Brooke, Katrina, and Carson, y'all have really really shown us today what it means to be a student here at Northwood University. And it's incredible to see just how you're inspiring other leaders in the student body and across the industry as you step into the professional world in the future. So thank you all for being on the Fixed Ops Roundtable today. Stay tuned, everybody. We have some exciting segments coming up. On behalf of Teddings and the Fixed Ops Roundtable, this is our Northwood student panel. We're looking forward to having you stay tuned and catch more segments next. Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Teddings. We are at Northwood University, and this has been an incredible week so far. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves and share a little bit about what you do.
Of course. My name is Cole Briggs. I'm the general chair of this year's auto show. We're in the 60th anniversary, and thank you both for having me here.
My name is David Shimmick with Reynolds & Reynolds. I'm Senior Vice President of Corporate Development. One of the really neat things that I get to do is do scholarship programs for universities around the country, and that's why we're here at Northwood today.
Well, on that theme, David and Cole, and again, what an amazing opportunity, Cole, for you to have us here and, put on the Fixed Ops Roundtable, meet with your students, meet with a lot of the people involved at the university and great companies like the Reynolds & Reynolds Company. Yes. David, Reynolds & Reynolds is making a big announcement here. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. First of all, Northwood University, this is my first opportunity to be here, and what an amazing experience. I got to meet some of the students last night at the preview, walked around, just talked to them. They had no idea who I was, and I just talked to them. What amazing students here at Northwood, doing a great job of preparing leaders for our industry in the future. And that's what this is all about, right? So Reynolds & Reynolds has been a partner of Northwood for almost 50 years now. We do things like the Reynolds Lab, where we send our software here, let the students utilize the software, the same exact software we use in our dealerships, and they can do repair orders, they can do sales processes, all of that stuff in the lab. So we also have some of our other products like DocuPad, like GoModo, all of those things. We give them hands-on type experience. So that's one of the major things that we can do here. The other things that we do is we've worked with Northwood to do research projects, to write curriculum, to help them in the automotive industry. And kind of as a segue to that, and maybe I ruined it a little bit at first, but we're here today to announce that we're starting a scholarship program with Northwood students. We're going to be giving, this semester, we're going to be giving $5,000 scholarships to students. The university will select them based upon their merit, based upon their financial need, and they can be used for anything from books, tuition, room and board, research projects, what have you. And this is going to be the first step of what we're doing. These scholarships are renewable each year, and then we will be adding to them each year as well. So that's the big announcement, a new scholarship program for Northwood from Reynolds and Reynolds.
Well, David, I know that Northwood University students are absolutely thrilled to be able to have the opportunity to be impacted by Reynolds and Reynolds with those scholarships. And Cole, you're in the graduate program here at Northwood University, and you have seen the impact of what a scholarship like this, how that can impact and shape a student's trajectory in their learning and growth. Can you tell us a little bit what kind of impact a scholarship like this is going to have on the students here at Northwood?
Yeah, thank you. One of the biggest things I want to touch on too, what he talked about, the hands-on experience that you give with just the example of having the Reynolds lab. That is what Northwood prides itself in, is the hands-on experience that when you're looking for an internship or a career, employers want to know what experience you have. And when you can say you have experience in the classroom, that's huge, that's monumental. And it's opportunities like that from companies like Reynolds and Reynolds where they're able to implement that into universities, specifically Northwood, that help enhance anybody's learning environment. So that's really good. In terms of like scholarship opportunities, when you're able to go to school and not have the financial burden that of paying for school and being able to being able to focus on your studies, that helps us take in everything that the professors are, teaching us. So all of our professors have industry experience, and we want to soak up as much as we can. But if we're focusing so much on like, okay, I got to get to work right after this class, which I worked and I had scholarships, there's students like that too, then it's the mental burden, the extra capacity that you have to spend on that is just a nice burden that's released. So we appreciate it. Any amount, it goes a really, really long way. It's huge.
David, I want to follow up on what you and Cole just said. Are the scholarships that Reynolds is offering limited to any particular major here at the university?
There are some limitations, absolutely. What we are focusing on is the automotive industry, the automotive the management program you have, the marketing program you have, and then also the after-marketing program. So students in those disciplines will get first dibs at it. Now, are we going to limit that? No, because a dealership, you need finance people, you need accounting people. So we will have finance and accounting degrees that are available for that, and also computer science. We have a lot of software development to do in this coming, years and years and generations. So we want some computer science people as well. So those are the disciplines that we will be supporting here.
Well, and David, as I understand it, this is not only these scholarships are not the only way that Reynolds and Reynolds provides educational assistance. Can you describe a little bit about some of the other ways that you participate with Northwood?
Absolutely. With Northwood, we like I said, we have the learning lab, and we underwrite that, send our software here, send all of our hardware, whatever they need from a hardware standpoint. Yes, we'll send it to them so that they're running on the latest and greatest things. The other things that we're looking at is I looked around the campus. What other needs are they having? What other initiatives are they going to be having to help their students become better students and then better leaders? So we're going to look at more programs for them as well. Absolutely.
One thing too, don't we sometimes have executives and people from Reynolds come into class?
Yes, and we teach some of the sales leadership seminars that are here at Northwood. So absolutely.
That industry experience that we love, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Cole, I think that's unmatched anywhere in the United States that you would get that kind of interaction firsthand with executives from a company like Reynolds.
Exactly. It's amazing. It's impactful because that's what students want to know. Students want to see where they might be in, their career in the future. And to see the executives and people and employees from Reynolds and any companies come back and help teach students, that's awesome. It's just the gift that keeps on giving.
Perfect.
All right, gentlemen, as we wrap up, tell us a little bit about the Entrepreneur Boot Camp for veterans, what that is, and maybe about how that works as well.
So this is one of my most passionate things that we're doing at Reynolds and Reynolds. We've established endowments at Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, and at Texas A&M University. We bring in veterans as they are exiting their service for our country. We bring them into the campus. They have, and it goes in with Northwood, right? Because there's a lot of entrepreneurship. They're entrepreneurs. They want to start their own business. They've been in the military. They don't know how to do that. Right. So we bring them in for a crash course of 8 days. One day will be accounting work. One day will be marketing work. One day will be IT technical type stuff. We bring in mentors from the community to help them at night. So they go to class during the day to learn these things, and then they have mentors to go through their business plan and help them. It is just so satisfying to help the veterans who have helped us be here today.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, David, on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable and on behalf of Northwood University, thank you so much for all that Reynolds and Reynolds is doing for our industry.
It is our pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And Cole, thank you for having us as well at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, for us to be able to help tell this message firsthand and see the impact that it's making.
Agreed.
All right, everybody. Sarah Vantine and I will be back. We're here at Northwood University with the leaders, Reynolds and Reynolds. Thank you so much for being a part of our event.
The Clean Air Car Care campaign is BG's green initiative designed to promote the BG Platinum fuel system service, which has been proven to reduce harmful emissions. Additional services featured in the campaign include the BG Platinum 44K service, which restores fuel economy, and the BG Climate Control service that will refresh the air inside your customers' vehicles. Advisors can match the service with the customer's biggest concern. Is it performance and fuel economy? Is it the environment and emissions? Or is it the air quality inside their vehicle? The services offered with the Clean Air Car Care campaign will provide your customers with clean air both inside and outside of their vehicles. Talk to your BG distributor about how to sell more services with BG Clean Air Car Care.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. And Ted, we have a very special guest here at Northwood University, this part of BG Products.
That's right. Very excited, everybody, to introduce the roundtable to our good friend, Zach Fox from BG Products. Zach, welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
As always, it's always good to be here and good whenever we were able to connect. And, this one was local for me, so that made it really easy. I was able to squeeze in a little extra time to get together. Anything we can do for Fixed Ops Roundtable is always what our priority.
Well, Zach, we're very grateful to BG Products for all that you do for our industry. Just amazing the scope that you've got. And Sarah, you were recently in Wichita at the headquarters and did one of our pop-ups there as well. So Zach, if it's okay, I want to kind of come back to some of the things that you and I talked about earlier this year. BG Products, partners beyond products, okay? And really, you taught us that there's a whole lot behind that message. Bring us up to date on partners beyond products.
So our biggest piece with partner beyond products that we always get into is just you got to be more than just a vendor. And there's a lot of vendors out there. There's a lot of different people that are going to provide one service or another, or they'll Maybe it's just a product, maybe it's training, maybe it's one piece, but what we try and do is really bring that all into one kind of a big picture, because if we can help our customers succeed in one area, we can help them in all of their areas. And that's kind of the big focus we have. It's not just about selling our products, but if we could sell more maintenance in general, whether it's spark plugs or even OEM services, anything we can do on that really helps the dealerships overall. And that just comes back to our partnership with them.
BG University is also something that Sarah and I had a chance to see recently in Wichita. Just amazing the things that you're doing on that training piece to help educate the industry, help educate advisors, people who interact customer facing. Tell us a little bit more about what's happening there as well.
Yes, BGU, that's going to be internal to BG. We bring in all of our reps because we have roughly, I think the last count I saw was right in the 750 range. So with that many reps, obviously we can't just throw them out in the field. We can't just send them out there with no training, no guidance, no cohesiveness. So we send them all through BGU classes. It's basically like a week-long boot camp that they're going to go through, and then obviously there's follow-up modules after that. But that week-long boot camp is where we get them, trained up on all the skills, because a lot of our guys come from one specific area of the market. So maybe they were a service manager before, maybe they were worked in parts, but they need to understand the entire picture if they're going to go help a dealership, with all their different issues or their different problems, or just get to the next level.
There's so many companies in this space in our industry as fixed ops under that category, but BG has tremendous market share. Could you speak to that here in the United States in terms of dealerships?
So in terms of dealerships with market share, we're past the 50% mark. So more than half of the dealerships in the United States are using BG products. And obviously some have a larger product line than others, but the big thing is that we're in about half the dealerships that are out there. And that's because of our embracing this Partners Beyond Products. I can get one product on the shelf, but then I can help with retention, if I can help with BDC, if I can help with training advisors, all those pieces come back to help us kind of hold on to those dealerships.
Sarah, you met a BG dealer recently in Wichita who's very vocal and is a great advocate for dealers. His family's been in the industry for a whole long time. Talk to us a little bit about Bob Tasca when you met him and some of the things he told us.
Well, Bob is just an incredible advocate for the dealership environment, and then also BG products. And what was so incredible about listening to him was some of the ways that you were describing, having this comprehensive, inclusive training approach with his stores, and what he was sharing specifically around technicians and some of the retention and hiring strategies that he was using in his stores, and going on the road and speaking about how important it is to find really good talent and keep them in our organizations. And I think, Zach, one of the things that I would love to hear your thoughts on too. So some of the things that Bob was talking about are the research components that BG does to really influence and help with this training initiative. Could you describe a little bit more about some of the research pieces that are going on that y'all are working on to help support dealers in the BG products that they have at their stores?
So absolutely. So one of the big things as far as product research that we do, we take basically any competitor's product that we have out there, along with all of the different OEM products, and we make sure that our products stack up, and meet or exceed those expectations. And we've kind of always err on the side of exceeding, because we want to make sure that if we're going to put this into a vehicle, that we're not going to have issues with that vehicle, we're not going to have problems, and that we're going to make sure that that's actually in better condition, the fluid's more durable than where we found it. As far as our training goes, the beauty of having so many reps and so many distributors in this entire model, where we're spread out so well, throughout the United States, but also in, I believe we're at 68 countries, if I remember correctly. So having that presence, we get to see a lot of different models and a lot of what works, a lot of what doesn't work, and then we're able to kind of bring that all back together and provide that to our dealerships and to our reps, so that they can go out there and train on these ideas and these new pieces that we're seeing maybe in one area of the country that we're not seeing elsewhere. And we can bring those good pieces here and kind of maybe weed out some of the bad pieces that we have going on over there. And it just helps everybody benefit, helps everybody move forward, and really just kind of that communal knowledge that we're able to then bring in with that research that really helps move the needle forward.
I was recently at your facilities in El Dorado, Kansas, which is about a half hour from Wichita. Zach, I was beyond impressed. you've got warehouses and buildings that are football field size, state-of-the-art, new, and I mean brand new, where you are not only manufacturing, you are hitting these products to make it easier on the dealership level for the technician to have not just the one product, but the two or three that kind of all go together. And the robots, the assembly, the warehousing, and then even the shipping of the product. There's really nobody even close to being in your space.
No, absolutely. One of the big pieces we looked at, and this actually really benefited us during COVID, was supply shortages, right? We all dealt with supply shortages in one way or another, or staffing shortages. And for us, because we keep so many pieces internal, we manufacture our own products, we kit our own products, everything gets put into the cans, everything is done internally, even to the point of shipping to our distributors. We own the shipping company that ships to our distributors. We can control as much of that so that we don't have a lot of the issues where we're running into, somebody else running out of CB2 fluid, and our response to this way, we can be, well, how much do you need? We can ship it there. We can get it to you. And oftentimes our distributors have it in their warehouses, not just in our primary warehouses. So you've seen the ones that are football-sized fields, but keep in mind there's all of our other distributors scattered throughout the United States that they have warehouses themselves. So product for us, while we've ran into a few shortages, it's been very far and few between as compared to the rest of the automotive industry, I guess you could say. We're kind of better prepared for that than a lot of others were.
In addition to the product, the lab that you've got there, the research and testing and development, you've also got a team, a cutting edge team. It's kind of, when I was there, kind of like a top secret team, okay? Because they're working on, as new models, that's as 2024s and 2025s come out, they are going ahead and creating fittings that are needed out in the field at the dealership level that the distributors are letting them know. And you know what? We've got a particular model. Let's say it's a Ford F-150 and we need a new type fitting for the new model year. You're actually developing prototypes and then testing them and getting them out into the field so that product can be applied. Tell us a little bit about that, because I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, so as I said, everything's internal that we try and keep within the company. We keep control of it. That way we can make sure we're able to provide. So when a new vehicle comes out, we actually can take and we build the fittings ourselves, all CNC, machine shop basically, but we're going to build all of those pieces. And then we have deals with dealerships around us where we're able to bring in those actual vehicles the moment they're actually in dealerships, and we'll bring them in and we can test all the fittings, make sure we're not going to have any issues, and then we can mass produce the fittings we need and ship them out. So realistically, we have a fitting or can make a fitting for every vehicle that's out there in existence.
And Sarah, did you get to actually go inside one of the dynos, okay, and test one of the vehicles that were there?
I got to watch it, and it was amazing to see just that in the lab. So the technicians getting the opportunity to really be doing science experiments right there and having all of that. It was so powerful to see. And so it was an incredible setup, Zach. It was just fantastic, the amount of work and the amount of teamwork that goes into developing these products.
Absolutely. There's it's always you walk in, it's like a beehive. There's always something going on somewhere. You just walk down one aisle and there's something going on here. There's a group testing a new vehicle. There's something new on the dyno running, or there's the engines in teardown stages. So there's just always something going on. And for me, I'm remote, so I'm not always in Wichita. And actually, I live here in Michigan. So when I go back to Wichita, it's kind of fun. I get to walk through the buildings and walk through the plants and just kind of see what's changed since I was there, a month ago. And then you see there's just so much different, so much going on at all times.
Well, Zach, we're very grateful to you and to BG Products for all you do in the industry and allowing us to do venues like here at Northwood University, where they're developing such young talent to come into the industry and to allow us to go out to dealerships around the United States and help tell their story of what's special and how BG Products is integral to what they're doing. And it's just an amazing opportunity. So thank you to BG Products for that.
Thanks, Ted.
All right. Everybody, Zach Fox from BG Products. For more information, of course, you can go to bgprod.com. And BG Products is the exclusive sponsor of the pop-up events here at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Stay with us. We have a lot more coming up ahead.
signs. They tell you the road, places you're going, the promise that awaits. No matter where you go, when you see this sign, it means I take my car here and it runs better and lasts longer, guaranteed. It's a bold statement, but it's one that BG has proven over and over for more than 50 years. It all started when the founders of BG Products in Wichita, Kansas were looking for a breakthrough. They developed the first BG formula. Skeptics said it wouldn't work. Anyone who tried it knew that it did. Pour it in, and engine performance and life improved, just like that. But BG wasn't about to be contained to a can. What started in the engine spread to every working part of every kind of vehicle and to every part of the world. Because all BG products and services have one ingredient in common: innovation. Through cutting-edge research and development, state-of-the-art resources, and an unwavering commitment to quality, BG leads the way with proven solutions of real-world drivability problems. That's why, worldwide, professionals use BG products, services, tools, and equipment every day. And why every year professionals from around the world attend BG University, the most advanced client success program in the industry. And why everything BG does is proven to deliver customer satisfaction and retention. Today, customers don't just look for a shop, they look for a BG shop. What can take a product from the heart of America into the hearts and minds of car owners all over the world? This sign and what it means. Now, ask what BG means to you. Because BG works worldwide.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Ted, we're at Northwood University and we have a very special guest with us on this panel.
That's right. Sarah, we have Susan Michaels from CDK Global with us here at Northwood. Susan, welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Thank you so much for having me, Ted and Sarah. I appreciate being here today.
So give us some background. We've heard that CDK Global is very proud to partner with Northwood and the Northwood International Auto Show. Give us a little bit of background.
Absolutely. So yeah, CDK is extremely proud to be here and to be participating in the auto show this year. We really feel that there's some great synergy between CDK and Northwood, in that Northwood has this incredible automotive program for its students, and best in class, I would say. And they started out as a small Northwood institution, and here they are today at this tremendous, important automotive program in the industry. And with CDK, you know, we're the leaders in the industry, best in class solutions and technologies for our dealers. And we truly believe that the students here at Northwood are the future leaders for Northwood in the automotive industry. So yeah, we're very proud. And I will go and tell you that we've done a lot of really great things to partner with Northwood over the years. We've partnered on things like internships and mentorships and scholarships, and we do a lot of special programs and events at Northwood University where, as a matter of fact, tomorrow morning we're going to be hosting our Women's Roundtable event, which is our second annual event here at Northwood. And we're going to get the opportunity to talk to these students and really dive in and connect with them, talking about making great connections and building strong relationships. So I would definitely say CDK is super proud to be here and really proud to be partnering with Northwood.
Susan, this is so exciting to witness all of this here and all the activity that's happening on campus. And you touched on this, how important the roundtable tomorrow is going to be for women that are considering getting into our industry and women in our industry. Oftentimes, and still today, women are very underrepresented in the automotive industry. Can you tell us a little bit about how you and CDK we're partnering with Northwood to make strides in this area?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're so right. Women are very underrepresented in this industry. And I think if you look at the U.S. labor statistics, about 47% of women are in the workforce today. And if you look at women in automotive specifically, the numbers are 20%. But then when you start to look at the leadership roles, the numbers take a little bit of a dip, and we're at 8 to 10%. And then looking at the C-suite, the numbers dip even further, somewhere between 4 and 6%. So still a lot of work to do. I mentioned we're doing the Roundtable event tomorrow, and it's going to be a really great opportunity. The students are going to we have leaders that we have brought in from across the country. They're coming in multiple generations, different backgrounds, different upbringings, different focuses within the automotive industry, and the students are going to get some really great one-on-one time with them to be able to talk about not only how the leaders managed and strategized to get to where they are today in the industry, but to really hone in and dive in on the different opportunities that are available for women in automotive today.
So, Sarah, the first time I heard of Susan Michaels, I noticed that she began posting on social media leading up to what's happening this week with the Roundtable, and highlighting the profiles of women in automotive. And first of all, congratulations on that, because it's gotten a lot of attention. And are these some of the things that prompted you to do it in that way and get it, and focus on this as well?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we get to do in our business unit here at CDK is we have a really unique opportunity where we get to go attend some special events and meet and greet with our dealers. We get out in the field and talk to the dealers, to our OEMs, and to our vendors and suppliers. And we want to know what's top of mind for women in automotive. And so one of the things that came to mind was really dealers and OEMs really struggling to find women to fill the bench, right? So whenever there's a vacant spot, who's going to now take over that store if a woman leaves? And then, who's going to fill that general manager spot or GSM spot? And so they just didn't know where to find women leaders. And so that was how Paving the Way was born. And I said, okay, let's try this. Let's do this initiative where we're going to spotlight and elevate these women that are doing great things in the industry. And that's how Paving the Way was born.
Wow, Paving the Way is getting a lot of attention. So congratulations to you and CDK Global on that. Can you give us an example or some details on specific initiatives underway at CDK to continue to promote education and advocacy of women in automotive?
Oh gosh, so CDK has been supporting women for a really long time in the automotive industry. We've been doing it for over 25 years. It's the only DMS provider that has a specific segment designed to do just that, support and advocate for women. And so, yeah, we've done a lot. If I think about some programs that we have currently out there, and if we look at the advocacy side, so of course Paving the Way is one of them. CDK does this Rev It Up with Women Retail series every single month where we're putting out some really great content and thought leadership. And in addition to that, as I mentioned, we have partners that we work with. So Automotive News, Leading News Network. We work with General Motors and their Women Retail Network, and NADA and the Driven event. And then when we look, a little deeper at the education side, this year, January, NADA, CDK actually donated $100,000 to support education here at Northwood's automotive program. So it's supporting educational opportunities for a lot of folks. We truly believe that education is important and that it should be available to everyone. So that money is going to go towards some high school seniors that are participating in Northwood's full tank summer camp, and then looking to attend Northwood Automotive's program in the fall, and also to some freshmen and to upperclassmen. So we're spreading out the wealth and hoping for a great future in automotive for women.
Susan, you are so inspiring, and it is incredible to see all of the programs and all of the influence that is happening for women in automotive. You know, I think about the young women and even women just considering to get into the automotive industry, maybe at whatever stage of life that they're at, and they're looking at automotive and they're seeing all this opportunity. If you had a chance to speak to somebody one-on-one that was considering getting in our industry, what would you inspire them to take the step to get into automotive?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because women in automotive is not something that we think about, right, when we're in our younger years, in our high school years, and say, hey, I want a career in automotive, right? It's not something we typically think about, but I think we should be starting to think that way. There's so many opportunities, and it's a great time to be in automotive as a woman. I think that if you have a focus and you're interested in human resources, automotive is an industry you can work in. If you want to be in marketing, automotive is an industry you can be here in and be very successful. Sales as well, and variety of other areas of the automotive industry. So the opportunities are really boundless for women in automotive. And I think today times have changed, right? So back when I first started, there wasn't the opportunity to have a good work-life balance. So we're seeing a lot more remote opportunities where, you know, if you're a young mom and you want to be able to stay home and raise a family or be there when your kids get off the bus, remote work is really great. And so that's something that's come around, I think, more now since COVID, but it's definitely given us a better opportunity to be out there in the industry and succeed.
Susan, fantastic. I like the word that Sarah used, inspiring, and you're very inspiring.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you for all you do for our industry. Everybody, Susan Michaels from CDK Global here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Step 1. Verify the service selector is in the off position. Step 2. Connect shop air to the machine. Step 3. Connect appropriate size wand to the extractor. Trim the wand to size as needed. Tip. A shorter wand with a larger diameter will speed up the service. Step 4. Turn the service selector to remove. Step 5. Insert extractor wand into the component port on the vehicle and open the ball valve on the extractor to start removing fluid. Step 6. Once all the fluid has been removed, close the ball valve on the extractor and remove the wand from the component. Step 7. Turn the service selector to off. Step 1. Verify the service selector is in the off position. Step 2. Connect shop air to the machine. Step 3. Raise the draw tube by lifting up on the knob located on the top of the machine. Place appropriate new fluid container for the component being serviced onto the mat and lower the draw tube into the container. Step 4. Connect appropriate size wand to the dispenser. Step 5. Insert the dispenser wand into the component port on the vehicle and turn the service selector to add. Step 6. Pull the trigger on the dispenser to start filling the vehicle. When the desired amount of fluid has been added, release the trigger and remove the wand from the component. Step 7. Turn the service selector to off. Step 1. Verify the service selector is in the off position and the ball valve on the end of the extractor is closed. Step 2. Connect shop air to the machine. Step 3. Place and secure the extractor wand into a suitable waste container. Step 4. Turn the service selector to empty. Step 5. Slowly open the ball valve on the extractor. Step 6. When the used fluid tank is empty, close the ball valve on the extractor. Turn the service selector to the off position and remove the wand.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Ted, we're at Northwood University. We have some incredible guests with us this evening.
You know what, Sarah? It's exciting what Northwood has put together, our pop-up event, and all that's happening at the 60th Annual International Auto Show. We have some great guests, and I'll ask them to introduce themselves, starting with LG.
I'm LG Bright. I am the chair of the automotive department here at Northwood University. Ted, Sarah, welcome.
And I'm Patrick James. I lead the V-Auto Inventory Management Solutions for Cox Automotive.
Well, gentlemen, so you have Cox Automotive. Patrick, I'll field this question really to you. There's a special relationship between Cox Automotive and Northwood University that has been here for over 20 years. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Well, we have over 50 alumni that actually work for Cox Automotive. So they're all throughout our organization. Obviously, they went to school here. They were trained in that hands-on experience that I think we're going to talk about a little bit today. And so we love Northwood University. We love the talent that comes out of Northwood University. And I'm excited because this is my 5th auto show now. And I can't wait to get out there and see what they've done this year.
Alton?
For me, it's been a great relationship, especially the loaned executives. Having Patrick in the class to not only give theory and application to the students is value added. And not only is he a great instructor, but he's also a great friend and mentor to the students. So to create those type of relationships with a great company like Cox Automotive is really, really special.
So LG, should we be addressing Patrick as professor?
Yeah, please, Professor James.
In practice. We said in practice. And I have to practice a lot.
I've made the appointment tonight.
All right. Well, you know, we can feel the presence of Cox Automotive here at Northwood University, and there's really a lot more to it. Patrick, can you elaborate a little bit? I understand there are 3 scholarships that Cox Automotive provides to Northwood University students each year. Tell us more about those.
Yeah, there is. There's one that we provide to the general chair of the auto show, and we award that each year. Then there's the Barbara Cox Memorial Scholarship that we provide to a Northwood student. And then finally, there's one in conjunction with NIADA, the Independent Dealers Association, that we provide as well. Total all 3 of those up, and it's over $50,000 that we provide Northwood students each year in scholarships.
LG, how important is having these scholarships available?
Well, I applaud it because for students that may not have the means to this special education, this industry-focused education, Cox Automotive providing a vehicle so that they can study is really special. And thank you to Patrick. Thank you to the entire team at Cox Automotive for the funds they provide.
And LG, tell us a little more. I understand that there are some labs here at Northwood, and Cox Automotive plays a big role in that. Tell us, what is that and how does that work?
So I'll use an example of variable operations, and that's our sales. Patrick will come in and talk about a specific method, such as velocity of the turns, but then the students get a chance to go into a lab and practice, to log into a demo account. They can't break anything. But they get in there. They may appraise a vehicle. They may look up their own vehicle. We come up with the exercises. And once again, they're going back to their communities, their high schools, their parents, their dealerships, and saying, hey, we got a chance to do X, Y, and Z right in the classroom and then again in the lab.
So Patrick, students here at Northwood are actually learning about some of these things. LG's just mentioned the appraisal of the vehicle. I know your background with the auto as part of Fox Automotive. Tell us a little bit about that, because that's pretty practical stuff they're going to be leading you with.
Yeah, so this is my 6th year teaching on behalf of Cox Automotive, which is awesome because I get to see students who have already graduated move on to their careers. And when they come out of here, they could actually go into a dealership environment, appraise a car, be able to use metrics that are important in inventory management. Not just auto metrics, just in the industry as a whole, to be able to identify the right cars to maximize the return on investment. So we're pretty proud that they actually get into the solution and get their hands dirty a little bit. And the greatest story I think that comes out of this is I always talk to the students about, everybody's got to have a side hustle, right? So they learn and they go to an internship and they might use our inventory solutions software. They learn how to merchandise cars, how to fix photos. And then the dealer goes, wait a minute, you're going back to school, right? You're done with the internship. Some of them say, can you do that remotely for me and actually, take care of that inventory while you're there at school, and we'll keep paying you. So I have a number of students that have said, hey, I know what you mean by side hustle. I'm actually getting paid in the evenings to go fix pictures, merchandise better, write better descriptions, all the things that we're teaching them in the classroom, and continuing that on as they go through their education. That's true hands-on experience.
And Patrick, the example of the appraisal, not only is it practical, but that's right now an area in retail, both on variable and also on the fixed ops side as well, with everything that's happening in the industry. That's an area right now that's evolving, rapidly changing. So students here are learning the latest in terms of what they need to know that's practical back at the dealership.
Right.
Well, and Patrick, I think it's incredible just hearing all about the different programs and educational opportunities that these students have. Tell us how Cox has expanded this partnership to include that full year on-campus Cox Automotive educational programming, which, inclusive of the executive guest lectures and the interactive classroom sessions. How do these students apply this knowledge in a dealership environment beyond, as this learning continues to get ongoing?
Well, I think there's a number of groups, and LG can, tell us about those. There's a number of groups whenever I'm here actually teaching that are here recruiting students. And when they are able to sit in the classroom and see what they're actually learning and hearing, learning about the theories of how to maximize, the return on investment of a car, how to appraise it, how to price it, how to merchandise it, what the best way is to acquire a vehicle. You talked about reconditioning and all those things that come into play with how much you're going to own that vehicle for. When they hear the level of education that they're getting, I think these groups say, we need those students, in our dealership organization. So they're constantly parading in here. It's good for our business because many of those dealer groups are our clients, and then they can see what we're able to do with the students here at the university. And I think it's a win-win for everybody all the way around.
This is really amazing to see how our business is evolving constantly.
It is. And with Patrick talking about the groups, I'd be amiss to not say the beautiful vehicles that you see behind us have been provided by Rick Hendricks and the Hendricks Automotive Group. And they are a special partnership also with Northwood University, and many of our students will intern there knowing that they've got experience that they've learned in the classroom and in the lab provided by Cox Automotive. So relationships are important, and we rely on those relationships to educate students.
6 degrees of separation. Use it, right? Yeah. That's what I've learned from LG since I've been here. Students, 6 degrees of separation. And it truly comes true. They network so well after being at this institution.
It's about relationships.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Thank you for all that Cox Automotive and Northwood are doing for our industry and bringing up young talent. And thank you for all the contributions, Patrick, that your organization is making as well. Everybody stay with us. We have a lot more ahead today on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. We're at Northwood University in Midland, Michigan, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sophie Jordan Collins, along with Sarah Vantine, and we're here at our Northwood University student panel. Students, can I have you go down the line and say your name and where you're from, as well as your major?
Yes, my name is Kelsey DePault. My major is marketing communications, and I am from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
My name is Eddie McNellis. My hometown is Midland, Michigan, so right here, and my major is aftermarket automotive management.
My name is Liliana Bernier. I'm from Rochester, Michigan, and my major is finance.
Well, thank you all for being here with us today. There is so much going on the Northwood University campus, and it's really exciting to see so many student volunteers that are participating in this auto show. I just would love to hear each of y'all individually. So what has your Northwood student experience been like so far, and what has been your most favorite thing about it? Liliana, I'll start with you.
Yeah, my favorite thing is just how much the students do so much work here and how much the student involvement is. I'm on the e-board for the fashion show, and I work in student life, so I get to work a lot with students, and student life has also allowed me to work with the marketing team and the alumni team. So I just love how it gives you so many connections.
I would definitely say for me, it's the ability to network and make special connections with people, whether that's in your industry or even just here on campus. It's really allowed us to kind of dive further into our careers and kind of explore our options a little bit. So,
yeah, kind of what Eddie and Lily said. There's so many opportunities at Northwood, and the students are so involved here that you really have so many different types of things that you can do. You can get your interests, anything that you're really interested in. So it's great.
So with all the different colleges and universities out there, why did y'all decide to come to Northwood?
So I actually played softball here for a little bit, but I actually really chose Northwood for the school, and then playing softball is just a bonus. I just really loved the opportunities that Northwood gave me as a student, and all of the different types of classes that you can choose from. It's all very business focused, which I really, really liked that, and I liked the smaller class sizes. So that's why I chose Northwood.
going off of what Kelsey said, the small class sizes, you just get to know your professors really well, and it's a lot more one-on-one learning. Obviously at bigger schools, sometimes you got classes with 300 or 400 kids. So having the ability to really get to know your professors and then dive deeper into your career aspects and their help. Northwood professors will help you with internships and getting connections and getting you all set up for your career. So
yeah, I'd have to agree with them, the small class sizes. But for me, the biggest thing was just that you're in your major your first year. So your first semester, you're going to have a class in your major. In a bigger school, sometimes you can't get that. And I'm also part of the BBA MBA program. So I'll graduate May 2025 with my bachelor's, and then August 2026 with my master's. So that was really important.
Well, you are all such incredible examples and leaders for students in the university, and it's really incredible to see all of your involvement and all the things that you're working on. So tell me a little bit and talk to us about Northwood University's philosophy. The idea that the campus really values freedom, the personal responsibility, and also the enterprise. I'd love to hear how Northwood University has really impacted you with those values.
So I am very involved on campus. I was a softball player here, and now I just do graphics for the athletic department, and I'm also part of a sorority here on campus. So I just think that being able to have your own responsibility and finding things that you're really interested in, and just being able to take every opportunity that you possibly can here on campus, I feel like that is definitely something that I feel like I really value from the Northwood idea.
yeah, I would say for me, kind of going off what Kelsey said, the involvement behind campus, there's so many different people that are willing to go out of their way and reach out to you or help you get involved around campus. I know for me, I have a job here at Northwood. I work in the president's office, and then I'm also on the lacrosse team here, involved in the fraternity, some auto show stuff. And so being able to just really pick up wherever you want to go, there's so many different ways you can take your experience here at Northwood, with the fashion show, or I'm a huge car guy, so I really love, diving into stuff with the auto show. So
Yeah, I'd have to agree with what both of them said, but then just going off of that, I think that the values just will help you so much going into your future career, and it's just kind of a good foundation to have as you go into final career.
So since y'all are all extremely involved here at Northwood, and you're definitely leaders both here at the schools and in your communities, and we know that one of Northwood's missions is to empower leaders, I'm curious, how are y'all practically taking what you're learning here to build foundations for a successful career later in life?
I just think that there is so many opportunities to become a leader on campus and in your classes. And I think that Northwood has just given me the confidence of just being able to go into anything, be able to have a good conversation with people in the business world. So I just think that Northwood has really prepared me for those aspects.
Yeah, I would say definitely when it comes down to being a leader, the opportunities here on campus are really second to none. With being so involved, you get to go to, events like the career fair and stuff like that, where it's centered around the students to help you progress further into your career and give you opportunities. Like that's where I got my first internship this summer. And all throughout campus, like I said, again, with like the small class sizes, your professors all really well. They've all worked in the industry, so they just want to help better you and help you get started in your career. So being able to, sit down and talk with them or go in for an interview, Northwood prepares you really well just to become a leader, and getting more involved, obviously you get more opportunities to do that. So
Yeah, I would just say this school gives you so much hands-on experience that you can't get anywhere else, and all of this experience you can just take into your future life. So
Well, it is incredible to hear all of the ways that Northwood has really touched your lives, both as a student and then also in some of the values that y'all take home and apply to everything in your personal lives too. It is really a testament to the future of how y'all are looking at the enterprise and looking at business and the opportunities where you'll be able to be an advocate for so many others as you make all of these connections. With that, thank you everyone for being on this panel today. It's been a pleasure to have you on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. On behalf of Teddings, stay tuned. We have some amazing segments coming up later on in the show. You'll want to hang around and catch the next segments as we continue to go and talk about all the ways that students are impacting the future of automotive at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Hi, I'm Darren Gressiff, President and CEO of BG Products, and I'm excited to show you why BG Products is the ideal partner for dealerships around the world. For 50 years, BG has led the industry with innovative solutions to automotive challenges, but it takes more than great chemistry to be the industry leader. Today, we have over 50% of the market share among new car dealers in the United States. In fact, an independent study found that 5 out of 6 U.S. dealerships choose BG products over the competition. Our integrity, dedication, and investment in people are at the heart of our continued success. BG maintains the highest standards for quality assurance, environmental management, laboratory competency, and health and safety management through our ongoing certification with ISO. Our BG Proving Ground experts are dedicated to field support and advanced automotive testing. The facility includes 9 full-service automotive bays and 3 dynos, which provide real-time data. This comprehensive testing fuels our constant drive toward innovation. From service and parts managers to service advisors and shop technicians, BG is committed to the ongoing training of automotive professionals. Award-winning digital training solutions like BG Certified, the BG Tech app, and the BG Advisor app are available 24/7 in the palm of your hand. BG reps get first-hand experience through our internal training program called BG University at our headquarters in Wichita, Kansas. These reps in turn provide comprehensive training to your staff in person right on your service drive. 30 miles away, sitting on 40 acres in El Dorado, Kansas, are BG's manufacturing facility, distribution center, and tools and parts warehouse. BG's custom-built, one-of-a-kind manufacturing facility spans the distance of 3 football fields and is where high-quality BG products are manufactured and packaged. Just south of Wichita, in Derby, Kansas, our BG Automation Division and Certified Machine Shop manufacture the BG tools and equipment that are a crucial part of each BG service. BG doesn't stop in Kansas. We provide what no other company in our segment can: dedicated, full-time BG experts in dealerships across the world on a weekly basis. Our BG distributor network spans the globe and is supported by a hard-working corporate team in the Midwest. With award-winning training, unbeatable customer retention programs, and accessible local BG reps, we ensure that BG distributors have everything they need to support you. BG is your partner beyond products.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I am Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. We are at Northwood University, and it has been an amazing week at the International Auto Show, seeing all of the exciting things on campus this week. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves and share a little bit about your connection to Northwood.
Of course. My name is Cole Briggs. I'm the general chair of this year's auto show and its 60th anniversary, and we are so excited to be on this.
Yep. I'm Ryan McGinty. I'm a senior manager of utilization in the Customer Success Services Department of Reynolds & Reynolds, and I was the past chair in 2006 of the Northwood Auto Show.
Wow. So, Ryan, first of all, welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Okay.
It's your very first one. So not just as an alumni of Northwood, but as a past auto show chair, okay? Which Cole is very impressive, okay? And now you work for the Reynolds & Reynolds and Company. Tell us what it's like to be back here at Northwood, especially this week with everything that's going on with the auto show.
Wow, it's a different world. Honestly, when I come on campus, there are so many new buildings. There are so many things that are different than when I was here. For example, the building we're in right now didn't exist when I was here on campus. And they've got a new DeVos building for graduate school. Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of things that students can do on campus that didn't exist. But what it really reminds me of, especially right now, is the memories. So I had a lot of friends here at Northwood, and I know that you've gained a lot of friends through the auto show and just your time here. But we get to experience this with our families now. This is the first year that I've gotten to bring my entire family to Northwood during the auto show.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And so my kids get to see what the auto show is like, and we get to experience this with our friends and their kids as well. So that is probably the coolest part to all of this, but it's also really fun to see that the donors and the alumni, they still believe in the Northwood idea, and they want students to understand the Northwood idea, and they're willing to help expand the campus and make it grow.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Ryan, you mentioned it's a different world. So tell us a little bit more about that. How is this going on in the way that the automotive industry is evolving?
Sure. The campus is a different world, like I said, because the buildings, everything's changed. The buildings are better. The technology is better. I mean, you look at things like the Reynolds & Reynolds lab. We have upgraded and given the most enhanced software so that the students can understand how to use software in a car dealership to become more profitable and more efficient and see what it's like prior to them hitting the workforce. That is an enhancement, and that's a totally different world than when I was here before.
So, Ryan, Reynolds is one of the biggest partners in automotive in the industry, helping so many retailers. And of course, you graduated here at Northwood. Tell us what you do at the Reynolds & Reynolds Company and how Northwood, prepared you for that for the future.
Sure. So being a senior manager of utilization in the Customer Success Services, I manage teams of individuals that are in dealerships on a regular basis, working with dealers and their managers on software utilization. We want to make sure that our dealers get the support that's necessary, and part of what my team does is just that. Reynolds has always had outstanding support. We have a world-class technical assistance center that people can call in, and they get answers immediately. We also have field people who are in dealerships on a regular basis. And so, the support that Reynolds has is absolutely second to none, and that's really close to my heart simply because that's part of the department that I'm in. But to tell you honestly how Northwood has prepared me for this is that Northwood is the backbone to how I started my career. Learning the basics of how a dealership is run, how everything works from parts to service to F&I to even accounting, which everybody dreads accounting, right? That is something that gave me a path for how I started my career. I was able to walk into car dealerships and talk with them competently and know what success looked like, right? Because of Northwood. I was able to say, you're going down the right path, or here's another suggestion that we could try. And if it wasn't for Northwood, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. But Northwood clearly paved that path. And the other really cool part about it is I get to take what I learned at Northwood, and I now get to teach new people within Reynolds and Reynolds the same things that I was learning. Okay. The concepts, they have changed a little bit, and the technology has clearly evolved, but the basic footprint is still there. And so I get to take what I learned at Northwood, and I get to implement it with new associate Reynolds every day, and I still get to go into dealers and talk with them, and that's probably one of my favorite parts.
Can I ask a follow-up, if I may? Sure. Based on what you just said, do you feel that your Northwood experience has given you an edge over, let's say, because I know you had a lot of choices where to go to school. Mm-hmm. Do you think Northwood is giving you an edge in what you're doing today in the automotive industry?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. I can tell you when I started at Reynolds and Reynolds, we went through a 6-month training program. And in that training program, I was light years ahead of everybody else. The experiences that I had at Northwood gave me that edge. The education, the professors, everybody who was hands-on gave me that edge.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
It's always an honor to meet past general chairs. And being the chair this year, I have to ask, what is some good insight that you would give to somebody like myself and maybe even future general chairs of how to have a successful show, but also how to have an impactful and successful career after being the general chair?
It's a great question. Great question. I think the first thing that I would ever say is learn to trust your executive board.
Yeah.
Hopefully you've learned that over the time that you've been here, because the show is here and now it's time.
At this time I have to.
But if there's one thing that I can take away from when I was the chairman, it was that I needed to learn to trust my board to do their job. And that plays into the role of what I have now. I manage leaders who manage teams who go into car dealerships.
Yeah.
And so learning to trust the team made life a lot easier, because you've got a lot on your plate as a chairman. Future chairmen will have a lot on their plates. If we try and do it all and don't trust the people that are on our executive board, it becomes extremely taxing. I would also say take every experience that Northwood gives you and absorb it. Northwood gives students the opportunity to do so much prior to going into the workforce, so they can see hundreds of examples of what they could be doing. Yeah. They can see or be introduced to people that are successful within our industry. Northwood makes that the norm, but when you think about it, outside of Northwood, that's not the norm. We have these experiences. We have the ability to go to the National Auto Dealers Association as students. We get to work the Detroit Auto Show. You get to put on this gorgeous show on campus and have an experience of leading people that no other student will have outside of Northwood. So absorb those experiences. And, one of my friends said it best, Northwood teaches you that no isn't really an answer. You say yes and you learn from your experiences, even if you're not prepared for them. You say yes and you go.
It's amazing words of wisdom, Ryan. Thank you.
You bet.
And a great mindset that Northwood helped you build and establish. So, and what an opportunity, Sarah, to have the current chair of the auto show and past chair with us here on the same panel. So congratulations to you on all, and thank you for all the great work that Reynolds is doing. Absolutely. And Cole, congratulations to you as well on a wonderful auto show, successful one that you put together. I know you've worked a long time on this one, so thank you for all you do at the industry. Stay with us, everybody. We're here at Northwood University with the Fixed Ops Roundtable with the Reynolds and Reynolds Company. We will be right back.
back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Ted, we are at Northwood University, and there has been so much happening today, hasn't there been?
There has, and we're excited about our next guest, everybody. Dr. Matt Bennett is with us from Northwood University. Matt, welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. So excited to have you and Sarah here and your entire crew for Northwood University Super Bowl, per se.
Yes, it is, and you can feel that, okay, as you walk in. So, Matt, excited to meet you, and tell us a little background on some of the things that are happening right now at Northwood, things that you're working on within your program.
No, thank you. And once again, it's a privilege to be here. The Roundtable is well regarded in the industry, as many of your viewers know, but for you to be here during our Super Bowl week is just remarkable. Northwood, as you all know, is literally the preeminent school for automotive marketing and automotive aftermarket management training, and to see it all culminate in this week long of activities is just, it's tremendous for us, it's tremendous for the university, but moreover, it's tremendous for the students because they are the ones that run the entire show. A lot of folks talk about application of skills by students. We don't talk about it, right? We walk the walk here at Northwood University. So in all that we do here at the university, it's really about practical application of skill, and that being applied to the automotive sector is just a remarkable opportunity, not only for them, but even the organizations that they represent and those that want to hire our students. So this industry is very near and dear to me. It's very near and dear to Northwood, not only for education and training, but putting the next generation of leaders in the marketplace and carrying that Northwood University torch throughout the automotive sector. It's a privilege to be in the industry and be able to impart the knowledge and skills with those students.
Well, Matt, you touched on the importance of this industry to Northwood and the available options that students have to learn about this incredible industry. How is that also important to you personally in your role at Northwood University?
Well, it's funny. I grew up about 45 minutes from this campus. I am a Northwood graduate twice. So I did my undergraduate degree here, played a little baseball, donated my hips and knees to the baseball stadium, and but also did my graduate work here at the DeVos Graduate School that I have the privilege of representing today. And I share all that because growing up just a few miles from here, we didn't have a garage growing up. We had a paint shop. So my father would daylight, his day job was a tool and die grinder, and then he night lighted, if I will, as a painter. And he'd paint street rods and cars from all over the country. So growing up as a kid, I would wake up in the morning and there'd be a Hemi Cuda in the driveway or a Corvette or something. So I had the privilege as a kindergartner and a first grader to get some really cool drop-offs at school. The worst part of it was we didn't have those cars for more than a couple weeks, but just to see the meticulousness to that, knowing what the role it plays in fixed operations in today with repair and paint and all of the above, it's in our DNA. And more notably, it's in Northwood's DNA. We tell everybody we talk to in the industry, Northwood students, Northwood representatives, we've got motor oil in our veins. It's just in the DNA, and you have to be able to speak, right? You can't fake that. And that's the beauty of being at Northwood, and that's why it's a privilege to be here at my alma mater and having the opportunity to work with industry leaders like yourselves, but also the organizations that hire our students. It's just, it's a win-win.
Matt, so many things happening. This is a very exciting time, maybe the most exciting I can ever remember in our industry. Things are happening on such a scale and at such a pace that's unprecedented. What are you seeing right now as key trends, things that you're seeing coming across your desk, that we should be aware of and that you're working on here at Northwood?
Well, as I shared a little earlier, and as many of the viewers know, Northwood is a preeminent school for the automotive sector. And what you found historically is there's been two schools. There's been the automotive aftermarket sector, and there's been the retail automotive sector, right? The dealerships, the sales, working a little bit with OEMs, and then anything that goes on a car after it goes off the line typically would have gone into the aftermarket sector, right? Quote unquote. But what we're finding, and it's not a new trend, but it's converging more rapidly, is they're converging to be a more mobility-focused industry. You have a number of dealers and OEMs that have their own parts distributorships, have their own parts service departments, right? So they're all converging. And what we're finding is, and what you'll hear about the 60th anniversary auto show theme is about connect, right? We're celebrating that. And you're finding a connection between the service dealer, the parts, the sales representatives. We're finding the trends are being able to bridge the gap between all of them to provide a more exemplary customer service experience, which then in result leads to more sales, more profitability, and it all builds on relationships. And that's what we really take a lot of pride in. We're educating leaders who can build relationships. They don't have to learn that skill when they get hired. They can play day one. Yeah.
Well, Matt, it's incredible to hear all of the different threads that are coming together for students and for professionals that are in our industry. Can you tell our listeners today, where can we find more information about the Northwood program specifically, and how do they get involved if they want to get involved?
No, it's a great question, Sarah, and thank you. As I said, there's a lot of converging and a lot of innovation in education and training, Ted, as you know, in your experience in performance training and development. And that is converging in a mobility sector that's it's so exciting. And so Northwood University is really privileged to be able to deliver that training, whether it be CEUs or workforce development training, workshops, but also for those out there who want to complete a degree, an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, and even at the executive education level, we've got a pathway for the serviceman, the counterman, the technician, where we know there's a gap, so that we can help provide them with education and training opportunities, and even at the executive level. But long-winded answer, I apologize. My shameless plug for Northwood University Education and Training. Folks can visit northwood.edu, very simple, and see all of the opportunities we provide in the automotive space, or reach out to us directly at 800-622-9000. We'd be happy to learn more and collaborate with you and or your industry and organization.
Well, Matt, congratulations to you and Northwood on all the success you're having. We're looking forward to a great week here at Northwood at the Super Bowl, alongside you. And again, thanks for all you do for our industry.
Keeps going up from here. You guys are kicking it off well. Thank you so much. Privileged to have you on campus.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Everybody, Dr. Matt Bennett from Northwood University here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. We are at Northwood University, and there has been so much going on this campus today. We have some very special guests with us. Gentlemen, will you introduce yourselves to the audience?
Yes, I'm Jake Ashendorf. I'm the Director of Sales for Epicore for automotive and marketing.
And I'm Tommy Fox. I'm Director of Customer Services for our automotive business.
You know, Sarah, as you said, we're here at Northwood University So much going on this week and such a focus on young people and developing young talent within the industry. Tommy, I want to come back to you. Northwood has had a big initiative, and now I see Epicore is involved and having a big amount of growing support for what's going on here at Northwood. Speak to us a little bit about that.
Sure, Ted. Thank you very much. It is exciting to see the courses and the commitment that Northwood is putting into training students for both the aftermarket as well as the dealership franchise piece. As we look at that and look at our business, which is selling software to the automotive business, we are made and have made a $100,000 donation to the university, and that is to create a lab for the students, so we can integrate that lab with the with our courses, and that the students can then get a hands-on feel for industry software as they go out and be better prepared to the marketplace.
So, Tommy, we're going to see the Epicore name and Epicore logo here now at University moving forward.
Yes, of course.
Congratulations. Great
Thank
news.
you.
Well, Jake, one of the things that has been really apparent with the initiatives that Epicore is working on is how the aftermarket and dealership parts and service enterprises can really leverage a lot of the initiatives you're working on. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the things that dealerships can be doing to inspire and better change and accomplish this at a faster and more profitable growth?
Yeah, so look, we all know that there's huge challenges facing the industry right now. We have the average price of EVs at $60,000 or more. We have the average car payment over $750. All of this leading is in the franchise dealer world is the fact that customers are holding on to their cars longer. The average age is over 12 and a half years, over 60% are over 8.5, and over 20% are over 16.5. So all that means customers are keeping their cars longer because they have range anxiety. They don't know what's going to happen with ADAS and all this electrification of the vehicles. So the dealers now are recognizing, we can't just worry about selling cars. Now we have the UAW strike again, right? So we had COVID and the chip shortage. Now we have the strike. New car production is going to be down. We have to turn to fixed ops. But the problem is the fixed ops and the franchise dealers have always focused on just their OEM relationship. So we sell a Honda, we sell a Ford at our dealership. Although we sell 100, 150 used cars, we never really walk that used car customer back into the service department and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, this is where you're going to bring your car to fix it. So right now, the education is the franchise dealers are learning they have to service all makes, all models. But the question is, why haven't we thought about this before? This is not new. We've been selling and servicing all makes, all models for years. The problem is there's never been an easy, quick way to locate, source, purchase these aftermarket parts. So there's a huge opportunity for the franchise dealers to collaborate with the aftermarket, because we know 33% of all the aftermarket repairs are being done in the franchise dealership world. They're just not doing it electronically. So we're bringing our aftermarket technologies that's connecting 95% of the aftermarket into the franchise dealers to make this a seamless, integrated process for the franchise dealers.
And Jake, for our audience, if you would, Epicore is not exactly new to this space. Tell us a little bit about the background on Epicore, because you've got a 50-plus year history, and you're a big, a giant company with tremendous reach.
Yeah, so, we're over 50 years old. We started in 1972, and we did something that nobody wanted to do. We went to those parts and service counters, and we looked at those reams of books just lined up a mile wide behind that desk.
Yeah.
And we did all that dirty work, and we digitized that catalog. So we were the first to do it. We still have over 100 people manually digitizing that catalog today. You would think, hey, can't you automate that? Well, the problem is, even with all these great standards and automation, we still have to check to verify, is it two? Is it the right side? Is it the passenger side? Is it front and back? So there's still a lot of things that we have to get knee deep in it, but that's our foundation, is that Epicore catalog. To your point, we've grown up. We're a $1.2 billion company now. We're in the ERP space. We represent and work with the essential business partners that keep America running. So we're in what we call the make, move, sell economy, and nothing better represents that in automotive. So we span from the manufacturers down to the jobbers and the distributors to the program groups like the Alliance and the Pronto Network, all the way down to national and mom and pop service chains that are just doing the actual repairs on the cars, and franchise dealers.
Epicore has a lot going on, okay? And what a tremendous focus on the industry, on the automotive industry, on retail automotive. You know, we're hearing a lot, Sarah, at the Fixed Ops Roundtable now about AI and machine learning, okay? And it's not that it's coming, it's here today. I know you and I are seeing it. Jake, if you would speak to us about what's happening, particularly in the AI and on machine learning, and what color you can add to that as well.
Yeah, look, AI is not going to go away, right? Neither is EV, so we just got to make sure of that. So that's the other reason why we found it extremely important to make sure that we made the investment here at Northwood, right? The younger students and the younger generation, you know, what is that service department going to look like? What is that dealership going to look like? It's going to be totally different with AI. AI is nothing to be scared of, right? It is to automate routine and mundane tasks, right? And so we're taking advantage of AI in two things. We're finalists for the MEMA Technology Award this year with what we call Predictive Maintenance Assistant. Notice the word I said, assistance. This is not to replace anybody in the fixed op dealership or in the aftermarket, right? It's Predictive Maintenance Assistance, right? So it's telling us and the technicians, along with distributors and manufacturers, what cars are breaking at what mileage point, what band, because we get to see that aftermarket bandwidth, right? So all the OEMs get to see is that 0 to 36,000 miles or during that factory warranty. Well, we see all the purchases, clicks, and intent to purchase these parts all the way throughout it. So we're leveraging AI to take some of those everyday tasks and provide that information just upfront so that the person making the decision can work on making the right decision, not working through Excel spreadsheets, trying to figure out what's the right algorithm to do. So for us, AI is very exciting. We're also going to a predictive inventory assistant, similar to vAuto and similar to AEX 20 plus years ago. Nobody's doing it in the aftermarket parts where it says this is the right part at the right time for the right car at the right location. So we want to make sure the distributors have the right car, right part on the shelf to get to the service dealer, the franchise dealer, to fix that car within 30 minutes.
Sarah, you were recently on an Epicore panel that we did with Tim Harden. You know that name as well.
I do.
Okay, and also some big retail names. Ed Roberts was on that panel. Tully Williams was on the panel. Sean Kingery, yourself. And when Tim started explaining this predictive assistant, that raised a lot of eyebrows because they realized in their dealerships the need for that. Sarah, speak to us about that because that's not something we've had in the past, and now Epicore is bringing that to life and making it happen.
You know, it's really incredible what Epicore is doing because if you think about the customer in a dealership environment, how many of us drive different vehicles in our households? How many of us have a different brand? You know, I drive a Honda, my husband drives a Toyota, but for me as a consumer, it's so much easier if I want to go to one trusted location and one service center and one service advisor that maybe I feel I have a relationship with. So how impactful is it for Epicore to be able to offer dealers that experience where they can meet the customer where they are, regardless of what vehicle that they own in that household, and be able to foster that relationship to ultimately drive more retention. It's really incredible to see how y'all are innovating beyond just the initial service experience with a one OEM brand.
I would add to that the predictive maintenance assistant will allow the service writer to look at the job that they're doing for the customer that they came in for and look at the vehicle with our history and the data and say, hey, this is an additional item that's related. It's a good chance it's going to break in a near-term time frame. Do you want to fix it while you're in the shop there? Additional service, additional parts.
Such a big time savings.
And confidence for the consumer that, hey, they're really trying to look out for me and take care of me.
Yeah, great bottom line. Jake, last question for today. We're in a great space, automotive. Do you see this interest in fixed ops and aftermarket slowing down anytime soon, or do you think that's more of the wave of the future?
No, I mean, it's going to have to be the wave of the future, right? We know a couple things. First thing is, over the last 7 years, the aftermarket industry has lost 45,000 bays. That's a lot of bays. That's a lot of people turning wrenches. The aftermarket and the franchise dealers, we have the same problem. Technicians are going to be hard. So if we can foster that relationship and that collaboration with the franchise dealers who already has the work, we know it's going to be here to stay.
All right. Well, on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, I want to thank you for your generous donation here, Tommy, at Northwood University at the labs with Epicore. So congratulations on that. Jake, continued congratulations to Epicore and all the good work that you're doing. and spreading the word throughout the industry. Sarah and I are here today. We're at Northwood University. Stay with us. We have the team from Epicore. A lot more coming up today on the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
The Clean Air Car Care campaign is BG's green initiative designed to promote the BG Platinum Fuel System service, which has been proven to reduce harmful emissions. Additional services featured in the campaign include the BG Platinum 44K service, which restores fuel economy, and the BG Climate Control service that will refresh the air inside your customers' vehicles. Advisors can match the service with the customer's biggest concern. Is it performance and fuel economy? Is it the environment and emissions? Or is it the air quality inside their vehicle? The services offered with the Clean Air Car Care campaign will provide your customers with clean air both inside and outside of their vehicles. Talk to your BG distributor about how to sell more services with BG Clean Air Car Care.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sophie Jordan Collins, along with Sarah Vantine, and we're here at our Northwood University student panel. Students, I'm going to ask if we can go down the line and you say your name, your major, and where you're from. If we want to start with you, Sam?
Yeah. My name is Sam Hoxwell. I'm an automotive aftermarket management major, and I'm from Lake Orion, Michigan.
I'm Austin Leverage. I'm a marketing communications major with a minor in data analytics, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I'm Anna Gonzalez. I'm a major in marketing communications with a minor in accounting, and I'm from Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Thank you all for being part of this today. It's really exciting to see everything that's going on at Northwood University, and it's especially exciting to see the student involvement in the auto show and the volunteer efforts that y'all are doing. Sam, I'd like to start with you on this question, but what has it been like for you as a student at Northwood, and how is this experience really helping your major and your studies?
Yeah, I think Northwood does a great job in the automotive industry. That's my major. It's automotive aftermarket. So they really do a lot. I mean, we're here at the auto show. You see how big it is. You see the student involvement and just what, Northwood students can really do and what kind of show they can put on. It's amazing every year. And, I'm a senior now, so I've seen 4 of them. And I've never been disappointed. So, it's just really the personal responsibility and how Northwood pushes you to be great.
Austin, I'd love to hear your take as well. So how has Northwood been in your student experience?
Yeah, to kind of go off Sam, the auto show, just the student involvement is so great. And just this hands-on experience that you get here at the Northwood University, it's pretty much second to none to any state, at least in the state of Michigan, and I think throughout the country. The professors, the faculty, they all want you to be successful, and that hands-on experience, like the auto show, for example, is just something special about Northwood.
Anna, how is Northwood your student experience been?
So for me, my biggest thing that I always put Northwood at the top is that being able to connect to our professors and always being able to be able to reach out to the higher ups, like our dealerships, because we are all throughout the auto show, and just being able to build that one-on-one connection. Still reaching out, even after the auto show, I'm still very close with some of them. And so I just think that Northwood does a very good job on it's not what you know, it's who you know. And Northwood does a very good job at putting that forward for us students.
So with so many different colleges and universities out there, why did y'all decide to come to Northwood?
Really, I just think it's Northwood's values. I was raised in a Northwood alumni household, so I kind of understand what Northwood stands for. I mean, coming from even when they were an institute, for people watching that remember that. Just like kind of the values that Northwood holds. It's personal responsibility, it's free enterprise, and it's you know, getting out and being a go-getter, being a leader. And I really think it was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah, for me, so I also play on the men's soccer team here, so sports was one reason why I came up here. But again, the preparing students like myself, Sam, and Anna here for the real world is something that Northwood does a really good job in. You know, I feel confident in the education I'm getting and the experiences that I'm getting to help me move forward towards my career.
Yeah, so piggybacking off of both of them, I'm actually a first-generation college student, so this is all new for me and my family, and being able to just stand up for my family and just support me, and also myself was great, and I think Northwood did a very good job with that. They're very family-oriented, because Northwood is so small, all of the students also jokingly call us family because we're always together, we're always spending time, and that was my biggest thing for me, because at the end of the day, when I leave Northwood, I just still want to have the great connections with my friends, my family still always being able to come back, and just always continue the ongoing relationships, even going forward.
I love how you all drew in the combination of connection and the opportunity that you have here with Northwood, and just thinking about Northwood's philosophies. So one of the ideas that Northwood really puts forth are values on freedom, the personal responsibility, and also the enterprise opportunity. Sam, I'll start with you, but how has Northwood's philosophy really shaped your areas of focus and study?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, like coming in as a freshman, I can't say I'm the same person as I am now. And really, I think a great example is the auto show. I mean, Northwood doesn't make you participate. They don't make anybody be a captain. It's not forced. You don't get credit in a class for doing it. Yet you walk outside and you see what the students put on. I think that really shapes personal responsibility at its best. And it's just amazing what these students can do. And it's great because they want to be doing it. And like I said, it comes back to personal responsibility, and just nobody's going to make you, yet we do it every year. And I think that speaks for itself, really.
Yeah, I mean, Sam kind of hit it on the head. With personal responsibility, you know, we're the next leaders in this business world, and, you know, being at a business school, they definitely do what they need to do in terms of what the professors are teaching in their classes on getting you ready. So when you step foot into corporate America, you know, you have learned everything that you need to do from a character standpoint to carry yourself and hopefully inspire others around you to, you know, be successful.
Yeah, so my father's an entrepreneur, so I always loved the personal responsibility that Northwood has given us, and just being able to continue it into college. Although I really enjoy the freedom that Northwood gives us, I know that is one of the values that we also stand for here. And I just think that, again, with the auto show, I'm a team captain this year, and I was able to design my whole booth by myself the way I wanted to. And everyone has been complimenting me, and I very much take that and so much for granted, because just being able to have the freedom of my choice to be able to create something that I wanted to do, and then in the end, everyone ends up loving it, it just makes me feel happy.
So one of Northwood's missions is to develop the next generation of future leaders, similar to what you were saying, Austin. I'm curious, how do y'all plan on taking what you've learned here in order to build successful careers later on?
I mean, yeah, just like taking what I've learned. I mean, I've been a team captain for 3 years. I have a team. I have to lead them. some people do better than others, but you know, you build those skills. And really through Northwood, I've gone on countless trips to automotive events, SEMA being one of them. And for one I went down to in Texas, I was the lead intern there. I mean, looking over 18 other interns. So I had 18 other Northwood students that I was looking over for that week. And I mean, I think it goes without saying, it's experience and how much they put you out in an uncomfortable situation and whether or not you can adapt. I think that's really what makes a good leader, and just having the experience to tell them what they need to do, but also giving them the freedom to kind of give them some creative freedom on what they want to do and hoping that it turns out well, and most of the time it does.
Yeah, I mean, just the different events and everything that I've been involved with here on campus, you know, they're definitely preparing me and giving me that real world experience. And again, Northwood does a really good job in terms of giving students opportunities, no matter whether it's in the auto show or any other club and organization you're on campus. That real world aspect definitely is something special. And I know that when I leave here, you know, I'm the best prepared. All our professors that we have, they've been in the business industry, been in our shoes, have experienced what we're going to experience. So they've been able to give us firsthand knowledge on, all right, this is what went wrong. This is how we fixed it. This is, you know, how we handle adversity in this situation. So again, that real world aspect and that firsthand personal experience is definitely something special.
Yeah, so like Austin was saying, I think being able to make mistakes here at Northwood is something that all of us have done. And I think that eventually we learn from the mistakes. And then once we get out into the real world, that we are able to adjust ourselves and adapt to like the business world that we are going to be in and joining soon. And I just think that being able to be here making the mistakes is like a learning course, if you will.
Well, it is so fantastic to hear all of your stories and how Northwood has really impacted you and your student experience, and then your ongoing professional opportunities once you graduate. So on behalf of Teddings and the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you all for being part of our segment today. Everyone stay tuned. We have some more exciting segments coming up next on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. You don't want to miss them.
Signs. They tell you the road, places you're going, the promise that awaits. No matter where you go, when you see this sign, it means I take my car here and it runs better and lasts longer, guaranteed. It's a bold statement, but it's one that BG has proven over and over for more than 50 years. It all started when the founders of BG Products in Wichita, Kansas were looking for a breakthrough. They developed the first BG formula. Skeptics said it wouldn't work. Anyone who tried it knew that it did. Pour it in, and engine performance and life improved, just like that. But BG wasn't about to be contained to a can. What started in the engine spread to every working part of every kind of vehicle and to every part of the world. Because all BG products and services have one ingredient in common: innovation. Through cutting-edge research and development, state-of-the-art resources, and an unwavering commitment to quality, BG leads the way with proven solutions of real-world drivability problems. That's why, worldwide, professionals use BG products, services, tools, and equipment every day. And why every year professionals from around the world attend BG University. the most advanced client success program in the industry, and why everything BG does is proven to deliver customer satisfaction and retention. Today, customers don't just look for a shop, they look for a BG shop. What can take a product from the heart of America into the hearts and minds of car owners all over the world? This sign and what it means. Now, ask what BG means to you. Because BG works worldwide.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. I'm so excited about this segment because we're joined by Cole Briggs with Northwood University, a student in the graduate program who is heading up a lot of responsibility with the auto show at Northwood University this week. And we're also joined by Ryan McGinty of Reynolds to talk about customer service. Welcome to the Roundtable.
Thank you. And Sarah, anytime you and I can be in a segment with Cole Briggs, we never want to lose an opportunity like that. So, by the way, congratulations to you on the success of the auto show and all the great work you're doing.
Thank you so much, Ted. Thank you, sir.
So you've got an amazing relationship here, Cole, with the Reynolds and Company. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that, Ryan, if I can. Sure. Sarah mentioned, your specialty at Reynolds. Tell us how Reynolds is taking customer service to the next level, because we see it happening now around us in this evolving world of retail.
Sure. As a senior manager of utilization, one of the things that I do is work with team members who are in car dealerships across the country on a regular basis, and working with the dealers and their staff to utilize the software that they have. We want them to be as successful as possible, and so we are putting people, boots on the ground, in other words, to help make sure that that's happening. But there are really three key points to Reynolds and making sure that we are supporting our customers. First, there's self-service. Reynolds has built into our software easy access for our customers to be able to find manuals for the software, have videos that they can go to if they need to learn how to do something in the system on their own, and we have the ability to do what's called computer-assisted instructions. Okay. Those are courses that allow the dealership staff to go in and learn the software on their own. This is all on demand, and it's within one click within the software. The second is going to be reactive support. And reactive support is the call center, the technical assistance center. We have a world-class technical assistance center. We're told time and time again how everybody in the center knows what they're talking about and responds quickly. So that's our reactive side. And then the one that's closest to me is going to be the comprehensive utilization side, okay? And with that, we have created, over the past 2 years, we've created a new department called Customer Success Services. And within Customer Success Services, we've created a new role of something called an RPM, a Reynolds Performance Manager. And their sole purpose is to be in stores helping with software utilization and helping our dealerships understand how to use the software that they have.
Ryan, I would love for you to expand on that a little bit, because I've heard the term RPM, and I'd love to hear, so what is a day in the life of an RPM and how do they support?
Sure. So an RPM, they are highly skilled individuals who have extreme knowledge of the automotive industry. They have extreme knowledge of how dealerships function, and they are very well versed in how all of the Reynolds software applications function together. So they are local to dealerships. They're going to be in the dealerships on a regular basis, and they're going to be working with the management team. They're going to be working with end users. They're going to be really holding hands with the dealer, making sure that everything that they have, they're utilizing to its fullest extent. Our main goal is to make sure that our dealers are efficient and profitable. And so the RPM role is designed just to do that.
Cole, I'm learning a whole lot this week at Northwood University. And I mean, you are doing business and have associations with world-class companies like Reynolds and Reynolds.
It's incredible. It's a great opportunity.
And for your students, what an opportunity.
Exactly. It's amazing. I have to ask Ryan too, as a student, we learn a bunch of different concepts about customer service and how important that is. But from somebody in industry, what is something that's impactful to a student that we can learn about customer service before we get out in there?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say doing what's right for the customer is probably one of the most important things.
Okay.
We have taken a really, really big stance on making sure that we are doing what's right for our customers when they come to us. And that's part of the reason we created the Reynolds Performance Manager role. We have heard feedback that dealers don't know what they don't know.
Right.
Honestly, that's not acceptable to us. We want to make sure that when a dealer has the software, they know how to utilize it and they utilize it to its fullest extent. So doing what's best for the customer is probably one of the best things you can take away in any industry, but that's one thing that Reynolds is trying to do to the fullest extent.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ryan, I like that a whole lot, and that really speaks volumes about what Reynolds and Reynolds is all about today and the support that you provide to your world-class dealers as well. How have dealerships responded to this level of customer service that you're providing right now?
Good question, Ted. To be fully honest and transparent, they love it. I have an RPM named Stosh Jones who's in Chicago, and he had a dealer write an email asking for help with utilization of the Area Ignite software. They asked for help with reporting, and they asked for help with tracking how their dealership employees are utilizing the software. And they said in the email that they never would have been able to come to the conclusions and set the goals that they have without Stosh. Because what Stosh ultimately did was build that relationship with the dealer, and they were able to set goals through what's called a utilization analysis. Right. And the utilization analysis is something that a Reynolds Performance Manager can perform with the dealer to lay the groundwork for the next 9 to 12 months, and then they'll do it all over again the next year. But really, we want to work hand in hand with the dealers to make sure that they are getting as much as they can out of the software, they're efficient, they're profitable, and they know that we are in a partnership with them.
Ryan, I know there's probably a lot of dealers listening to this segment today. And because Reynolds and Reynolds touches so many facets of their departments in operation, for our dealers listening, how does a dealership get in touch with an RPM? What do they need to do to ultimately connect with them?
Sure, good question. Reynolds is going to be investing in the RPM program for the long haul. And so to get in touch, I recommend reaching out to your account manager, and we'll get the ball rolling in that regards. But bottom line, our president, Chris Walsh, has always said that one of the main priorities of Reynolds and Reynolds is to make sure our customers are successful. And so that's why we've created the RPM role, and we are going to continue to make sure that we invest in that role and anything that we can to ultimately make our customers as successful as possible.
Two of the great names in our industry, everybody, Northwood University and the Reynolds and Reynolds Company. Ryan, I want to thank you on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable for all that you do.
Thank you.
For Fixed Ops as well, because that is paramount right now, what's happening. And Cole, thank you so much for all
Thank
you
you.
do.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Ted Ings. I'm here with Sarah Vantine. We're at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, and we will be right back.
Step 1. Verify the service selector is in the off position. Step 2. Connect shop air to the machine. Step 3. Connect appropriate size wand to the extractor. Trim the wand to size as needed. Tip. A shorter wand with a larger diameter will speed up the service. Step 4. Turn the service selector to remove. Step 5. Insert extractor wand into the component port on the vehicle and open the ball valve on the extractor to start removing fluid. Step 6. Once all the fluid has been removed, close the ball valve on the extractor and remove the wand from the component. Step 7. Turn the service selector to off. Step 1. Verify the service selector is in the off position. Step 2. Connect shop air to the machine. Step 3. Raise the draw tube by lifting up on the knob located on the top of the machine. Place appropriate new fluid container for the component being serviced onto the mat and lower the draw tube into the container. Step 4. Connect appropriate size wand to the dispenser. Step 5. Insert the dispenser wand into the component port on the vehicle and turn the service selector to add. Step 6. Pull the trigger on the dispenser to start filling the vehicle. When the desired amount of fluid has been added, release the trigger and remove the wand from the component. Step 7. Turn the service selector to off. Step 1. Verify the service selector is in the off position and the ball valve on the end of the extractor is closed. Step 2. Connect shop air to the machine. Step 3. Place and secure the extractor wand into a suitable waste container. Step 4. Turn the service selector to empty. Step 5. Slowly open the ball valve on the extractor. Step 6. When the used fluid tank is empty, close the ball valve on the extractor. Turn the service selector to the off position and remove the wand.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sophie Jordan Collins, along with Ted Ings. And here we are at Northwood University on our Business Development Center panel.
You know, Sophie, we've got two resident experts here in the industry. No one better than Sarah Vantine and Anthony Giancovo, on this topic. And Anthony, you and I have so many colleagues in the industry. Talk to us first about the importance of this topic right now at this time.
It's vital. It's become a primary consideration for a lot of the dealerships. Business development is such an important aspect of creating the loyalty, the brand, the trust which the consumers are looking for. Let's not forget, what we keep hearing is that the consumers have choices. They learn that they can go anywhere to get their car service, and they're looking for the people that they can do it with, where they can trust and they can feel that they're being taken care of. And the BDC is at the forefront of that.
Sarah, you've worked retail many, many years, and maybe for the audience watching, not every dealership, even in this day and age, not every dealership has a BDC. What is the BDC and what does it do and why is it so important?
Well, Ted, that's a great question because it's really important to define what BDC means. And so when you think of Business Development Center, that's usually the acronym that BDC stands for. What oftentimes happens in dealerships is it becomes a very reactive department. So dealerships, when they say they have a BDC, oftentimes put in just a stopgap to stop the bleeding, so to speak, from what's happening on the phone or from communication from customers. And we have to shift that thinking with what the original terminology was intended to be. We have to use our BDC teams to really develop business. And when we think about the business strategies, we have to think about what our customer is experiencing when they communicate with us and how we can be more involved as an organization and a dealer to meet the customer where they are and be relevant to the communication that they want to receive on selling or servicing their vehicle.
So Sarah and Anthony, as our business continues to evolve, the Business Development Center continues to evolve as well. What are some of the trends and some of the technologies that you're seeing right now that successful dealers are deploying in their dealerships that are working? Anthony, I'll start with you first.
So the one big one I'm seeing right now is the virtual BDC that's being incorporated to complement and support a BDC if you already have one, or start one up relatively quickly, introduce this virtual BDC. And these virtual BDCs are organizations that have well-defined experts that can actually step in relatively quickly to support campaigns, as I like to call them, for the organizations. Now, the big trends that we're seeing is the OEMs have invented and developed and deployed telematics or telemetrics in their vehicles. These vehicles are getting identified as, when you need to get them serviced, what needs to be serviced. So communicating that back to the customer and making that happen in a way that it is done in a timely manner back to the customer starts to create that whole entire relationship that becomes really important, the trusted relationship that I was making reference to before. That becomes really important, and that's a big trend. So bringing in a VDBC or virtual BDC is something you can do relatively quickly. It's not very disruptive, and it can be deployed very, very fast. That has a huge ROI.
Well, and I'm going to take the perspective on if you have an in-store BDC or you have an in-store communication team. So one of the things that I'm seeing in the industry and that Quantum 5, the company that I work for, that has been really at the forefront of developing and helping dealers with is around training. And if you think about how many different ways a customer can communicate, they can start through text, they can email, then they're on the phone, now they're back to text message. A lot of dealerships don't really know how to empower their people to handle the communication effectively across the BDC department or across their other departments. And so for us, one of the biggest areas of focus is what we call frictionless communication. And that's meeting the customer where they are. And so if somebody is starting the process through text message, maybe they're picking up the phone and starting to book their service appointment, or they're inquiring about what features a vehicle has, we have to understand who that customer is. We have to build value in what's important to them, and then outline how the dealership is ultimately going to help meet their needs in that vehicle service process or in the vehicle acquisition process. And the BDC, that piece of it with training, that is so important right now for us to be focusing on as an industry.
Sophie, I know you recently brought your vehicle in for service. How important is the communication from the service advisor, the dealership, back to the customer to let them know when their vehicle's ready, what the status is, and maybe even how long it's going to take?
It is so important, and actually, it's lacking in my current situation. I couldn't even get a hold of the dealership that my car is at, which was super duper annoying. But bouncing off what y'all are saying, if they were communicating with me, that would have been so extremely helpful.
Anthony used a word a little bit earlier, disruptive. A lot of dealerships see that if I go ahead and install a BDC, maybe a sales, maybe a service BDC, they've seen it as disruptive when really it doesn't need to be with all the different options that are available today.
No, I agree with you. I don't think it is disruptive to the organization. I think it helps them focus. With all the problems we're having with labor shortage right now, so labor shortage is a real big thing. Time to train people, the velocity of what's going on inside a dealership, bringing in a VBDC who is only focused on training these people, allowing them to do what they do best, getting them focused, is a complementary component that will help propel the experience for the consumer, the benefit for the dealership. All in all, it is a win-win-win kind of solution in there.
That labor shortage is something I wanted to speak to as well, because that's real, okay? Getting people to, pick up the phone and to answer the phone. And you and I have found, and Sarah, you found as well, there are peak times when customers contact or want to be contacted by a dealership, but those may conflict with rush hour, they may conflict with the lunch hour at the dealership. Speak to us about that, because the virtual component really takes all that out of the equation.
Absolutely. And so a couple of things. A dealership that has a BDC often enough tries to make it local. So they want to hire the local people and bring them into the office. And the virtual BDC makes it so that it's virtual. It can be anywhere in the country. And also address, for the larger groups, address the geographical and cultural differences that they are. But also then they're focused on bringing on these people for that specific role. They're training them. They're consistently reviewing with them. They're improving their skills. And it allows them to scale to that need. So when you have a team of virtual BDCs that can offer you that scalability. I need 10 for this week. I might need 5 for the next coming weeks. I got a campaign coming up I'd like to educate with, get it started. It gives you that flexibility to actually address your needs immediately.
And Sarah, it also falls in line with what you've been telling us for the last several years, people first, to have people first, people answering the phones and people involved.
And that's so important. So, when you consider virtual BDCs or in person, at the end of the day, really it has to be something where you think about what the customer is experiencing. And so having all these different tools available to you as an organization, that just really impacts the customer in the way that they want to do business. Some people are going to want to have a more comprehensive discussion that maybe is, about the status of their vehicle, and they want to talk about what's going on and what they can expect. Sometimes the process also goes from service to sales, and it could totally pivot into a different arena. And so just having the flexibility and being able to tie all those threads of communication together, at the end of the day, as you said, Ted, the biggest focus that we really inspire is to focus on people and how people impact the entire process.
We're here today with two of the experts in business development centers, Sarah Vantine and Anthony Giancovo, both well-known names in our industry. Last question for today, Sarah. In fact, I'll start first with you, Anthony. What are you seeing that dealers can deploy now in terms of technology? You've mentioned the virtual BDC component, but what do you think they need to be focusing on now the next couple months as we go into the new year?
Absolutely need to focus on addressing the customer's needs. And it has to start with answering those phones. I can't say that enough. You mentioned Tom Dole and from Subaru who always said answer the phones. We saw a statistic that blew my mind with a dealership recently. Prior to bringing in a BDC or a virtual BDC, they were addressing about 80% of the calls. They are now up to 95% of the calls. And if you can address the connected calls, you will increase your retention, you will increase your loyalty, and you will increase your revenue.
Well, and I'll say that the biggest area of focus that we see is really at Quantum 5, the ability for a dealer to have a sustainable learning environment. And how I describe that to people is, training and supporting your people cannot be a one-time event. So we have to think about what we're deploying and being adaptable to the customer experience. And so being able to give people learning where they can pop in for 2-3 minutes and they get some knowledge on how to help that customer through a status update, or how they can help the customer with questions about an MPI. All of those pieces, if you can make it where it's ongoing and skill-based, that's going to be where the dealership is going to be successful in this next year.
Spot on.
Yeah. Very well said. Sarah and Anthony, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for both of you and what you do for the industry and how you've elevated that customer experience and the awareness on the importance of having this business development centers. Everybody, I'm Ted Ings with Sophie Jordan-Collins, Sarah Vantine, Anthony Giancovo. We're at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. We will be right back.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings and Sophie Jordan-Collins. We are at the close of our Fixed Ops Roundtable event today. Ted, there's been so much going on this campus at Northwood University.
We had a chance to go back to school, Sarah, and Northwood is really an amazing learning institution. I thought, Sophie, one of the highlights, several of the highlights, were the interviews that you and Sarah did with the students. It looked and sounded really good.
Yeah, it was very inspiring to hear how so many young people are so involved in our automotive industry and are being leaders in this industry. It was really inspiring.
This is not the typical pop-up event where we go out into dealerships and highlight the people who work within those stores. Here we are at a learning institution. Northwood University has an amazing reputation. They've got an auto show going on here. And Sarah, we met so many people, amazing people on this trip.
We've had people from CDK, from Reynolds and Reynolds, and we also had Vici products. And there's been some amazing content and amazing information shared today.
Yeah, and don't forget Cox Automotive as well. So
yes,
again, it goes on, but we want to thank the audience for participating today and being with us here at the pop-up. For more information on BG products, you can go to bgprod.com, and Sarah, they've got a BG Find a Shop on that website where people can go on there and find out their nearest BG dealer as well.
And BG makes it so easy for you to go and look up and find your local BG products location.
And we want to thank them as well, because without BG products, none of this would be possible, traveling around the country, highlighting the great people in our industry. So special thanks to them. Stay tuned for more information on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. We have more pop-up events coming. And Sophie, we've got a big event coming up with the Automotive Avengers sometime soon.
We do. November 13th through 16th is our Automotive Avengers event, and you can get your complimentary tickets at bigstopsroundtable.com.
So on behalf of Sarah Vantine and Sophie Jordan-Collins, I'm Ted Ings. Thank you for being with us here today. We're at the Fixed Ops Roundtable at the Northwood University event.